It is make or break time for the Canadiens. After losing back-to-back games in regulation for the first time in almost 7 weeks, Montreal is clinging to that second wildcard spot. The Habs look to end their 4-game winless skid tonight and pick up some valuable points, but it won't come easy in Carolina. It's the third stop on this road trip, but Raleigh has not been kind to visitors this season. The Canes have one of the best home records in the NHL. The Habs haven't won in Carolina in almost 9 years. But the lineup getting a boost tonight after undergoing surgery for a lacerated quad muscle. Kaiden Guhle is set to play in his first game since January the 28th. So while the Canadiens are fighting for their playoff lives, the Canes are sitting pretty in second place in the Metro and have won 9 of their last 11 games. So two teams seemingly going in opposite directions here tonight. And with that, we welcome you inside the TSN studio. You are watching Molson Canadiens hockey. I'm your host, Laura Dyke, and he is our analyst, Marty Baron, sporting a different look. Must be a little cool up there.
It's all right.
It's
warming up outside.
Yep, put some suntan lotion on that soon. All right. Well, it was a tough night at the office yesterday in Philly as the Habs lost again to the stumbling Flyers. And Brendan Gallagher saying after that game, we need results. We're not getting them. We need to rise to the challenge. Despite the losses piling up right now for Montreal, the teams that are behind them in the standings, they're losing as well. So Montreal still in that second wildcard position entering play today. 1 point up, as you can see, on the Islanders as well as the Rangers. The Blue Shirts are in Anaheim tonight. That is a late puck drop. No team has really taken control of this wildcard race so far, Marty. So what are you hoping to see from this Montreal Canadiens team?
Well, if the Montreal Canadiens want to get back to winning ways, their top line is going to have to take over a game. And I know they've been performing, but it's a difference if you're getting a point here and there and you're on a point streak or whatnot and taking over a game. You look at Nick Suzuki. Well, he's got points in 5 straight games, 9 points in his last 8. But I want him to be able to elevate to a point where everybody on his line is coming along with him. Caulfield scored in Philly, but he's got only 1 goal in his last 5 games. And Slafkowski has 2 goals in his last 6, but both goals came in the game against Colorado. So they need to be given more, and it has to be more all over the ice. Special teams are going to be huge. Those guys play on the power play. So for me, take over the game. You've lost 4 in a row. You have to make sure that you're the best line on the ice against Carolina.
And those 3 haven't always performed the best against Carolina, but looking to flip the script here tonight. Mentioned off the top the return of Kaiden Guhle. He missed the last 21 games because of that quad injury, and because of that, the lineup's getting a little bit of a mishmash here. So Kaiden Guhle will be lined up with Lane Hutson here tonight, and you'll notice there on that second line a big gaping hole as, yes, Joshua Waugh is the odd man out tonight. So here's how things stack up. And I guess when it comes to Kaiden Guhle, yeah, he's been out 2 months now, Marty. What are your realistic expectations for him this season?
Well, this is why the Canadiens are going 11-7, 7 defensemen, so you don't have to put too much on Kaiden Guhle's plate. He can play maybe 17, 18 minutes. He doesn't have to play 22, 23. And I think Marty Saint-Louis is going to see, how is my group of 7 defensemen playing right now? And somebody halfway in the game may not see as much ice time. But when you look at the Montreal Canadiens, in their last 4 games, they've given up 21 goals. They had given up only 20 goals in their previous 8, and they were 5-1-2. So some help on the blue line to not only help your goalie, Sam Montembeault, but also to be able to help the rest of the group that has been struggling defensively with Kaiden Guhle. Without Kaiden Guhle of late, it's going to be important. So I'm looking at, okay, maybe it's 5 or 6 minutes in the first period. Maybe you don't overload Guhle in the first period. But if he gets comfortable, you play him a lot because he's fresh, obviously.
And then you want to see what the recovery is like because, again, Montreal back in action on Sunday. You mentioned Sam Montembeault. You mentioned all those goals that Montreal has given up. 6 in back-to-back games here. For Montembeault finally getting a rest yesterday as he had started Montreal's last 5 games. We saw him get pulled in that third period against St. Louis back on Tuesday. The numbers have definitely dropped for Montembeault. So what's going on with him? Is it just an issue of fatigue?
Well, fatigue is definitely playing a part in this because Montembeault last season started 40 games. That was the most he had ever started in a season in his career. He's going to be on start 52 in this one. So I think when you look at the last few games, he's 2-1-2 in his last 5. but every one of those games he's given up a bad goal. This was the goal that costed Montembeault the rest of the game, and I think Marty said we figured, let's give him a rest for the rest of the game in St. Louis. Let's give him the night off Thursday in Philadelphia, and then come back rested and be ready to be the Samuel Montembeault that just a week ago was in top 5 in goal save above expectation in the National Hockey League. Now he slipped out of the first dozen, right? He's about 15th in the NHL right now. So the tiredness maybe has been a factor. Now he's rested. Let's see how he responds.
It's going to be a challenge tonight, and Montreal definitely can't afford to have another slow start against a team like the Canes. Top PK, one of the best teams at home. They allowed that opening goal not even 2 minutes in against Philly yesterday. The Canadiens hoping tonight's the night they grab their first win of this road trip.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Sam Montembeault already looking to get back to his winning ways again. In the last 5 starts, his goals against now at 3.42 and just an .879 save percentage. Freddie Anderson has alternated starts, 1 off, 1 on. For the past 15 games, he has won his last 5 starts overall. All right, well, we are experiencing some technical difficulties when it comes to our TSN feed, so we've got the Hurricanes broadcast team for you as we turn over to Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy.
Shutout in that game, a 4-0 win. He's 25, 22, and 6. And you take a look, he's giving this team a chance to win every night. And the Canes start off with a captain's line. Jordan Staal, he'll win the draw with Martinook and Stankoven, Orlov and Chatfield. And comprise the D pair as Carolina will swat at this one. Staal, it'll be taken away. An opportunity for Christian Dvorak. His shot will be off the mark. Martinook wants to get to it. It'll be kept in by Gallagher. Out in front, they'll score! Taking advantage of the turnover, Josh Anderson. 1 shot, 1 goal. Montreal up 1-0.
That's an unbelievable pass from Brendan Gallagher. You carry the puck in with speed, you miss the net, but then you get really good work along the wall initially and then puck support. You had 2 guys there, including Carrier, the defenseman. John, and you get the beautiful puck movement from Gallagher. This is Gallagher's 7th point in his last 6 games in a shift to Josh Anderson, who was hurt in the game in Montreal a month ago. In a perfect shooting position. Carolina obviously a breakdown, congesting towards the puck, being puck focused. But a super pass from Brendan Gallagher.
And good recognition by Anderson to get to that spot, and this will be icing. So with icing, let's get a look at tonight's keys to smoking the competition.
Well, you can see already that Montreal, you know, they're desperate. You know, we're going to have the Islanders in here Sunday, teams fighting for that second wild card spot in the East. You can match the desperation. You've had 2 full days off since the Nashville game. Montreal played last night. You should have favorable energy.
bounce here. As this game wanes on, Carolina will get that chance. Right now it'll be Aho, Blake, and Jarvis. This shot deflected out in front. The score! Sebastian Aho! And just like that, we're tied at 1.
Jackson Blake leading the charge after you win the face-off. Critical. Jarvis helps to get it to the point. The tip from Blake, and it's friendly fire off a couple Montreal skates. Aho did drive the front of the net after helping to win the draw, but it'll be Blake's goal. Going off Montreal center and captain Suzuki at the very end, but you earned it. You got help from Jackson Blake, the eventual goal scorer from the other winger, and Seth Jarvis. You get it back to the point, you get it through. Aho drives the net, he doesn't get the goal. But Jackson Blake has been long deserving of that bounce.
So you want to talk about favorable bounces, and sometimes you earn it. As this puck is chopped in. Been 22 games without a goal for Jackson Blake, but he has been all around it, so a well-deserved bounce. And the Canes have tied this one up. 18 seconds after the Habs took the lead. Now Gostis barehammers one, and that'll be caught and hung on to by Montembeault.
Let's take a look at the overhead look. I mean, for me, however, the points come down, all three guys played a factor. You got Guhle, who's back in the lineup. It looked like it hit him first and then goes off of the skate of Suzuki. But none of it happens if you don't partially win the draw, and Jarvis gets it back to guarantee the win to Slavin. Slavin just gave it a chance. Jackson Blake was the best Hurricanes player on the ice Tuesday, and he finally gets a bounce.
For the Canes, it's a level sheet here. Tied at 1. Montreal trying to work this puck. Their captain Suzuki had it, knocked it out. Well, you've gotten buckled up for this one. We are flying at the start. Great stick there as Brent Burns is now 4th all-time in NHL history in consecutive games played. It's his 915th game as he moves into 4th place all by himself. And now Carolina will work this out. Anderson up the boards for Aho. Aho. He will deflect this one. Back for Slavin. Slavin will hang on to this one as we get a good look at the opportunities for Slavin. His long pass being deflected in.
Such a big goal because not only does it answer Montreal's early goal, but Montembeault, as you mentioned, shut out Carolina a month ago up in Quebec. Penalty coming.
And it'll be, yes, Barry Kotkaniemi going to the box for tripping as he makes his way in, and he'll have a seat.
Carolina penalty number 82. 2-minute minor, tripping.
TJ Luxmore working this game with Peter McDougall. An offensive zone penalty, a reaching stick between the legs that draws the trip. Carolina's penalty kill has answered so many challenges this year. You put an asterisk next to this one because anytime you take an offensive zone penalty, you want to really avoid it being costly.
Now going back to Tuesday, you had that great kill, it seemed like, against Nashville trip, and then the Predators were able to come away with their power play goal. Change it now. Carolina looking for a shorthanded goal. Martinook out in front for Stahl. He's taken down and no call. Carolina did everything you wanted to do. You win the draw, and you get an offensive chance shorthanded. And now this duo going to work again. Martinook, his backhand pass. That'll be deflected and skated away by Lane Hudson.
I thought it was good contact from Montreal in front of the net on the Carolina captain. So first glance, I thought it was a good non-call.
Now here's the chance. Sent around. Kept in by Caulfield. Now Hudson. Lane Hudson. 51 assists this year. On the power play, he has come up with 21 of them. The 22 that he's had on the power play this year. Slavin will get to a puck. It'll be poked away from Stahl, but right to Martinook. And he'll send this the length of the ice. Montembeault will have to leave it there. And Hudson will turn. 50 seconds left on the kill for the #1 ranked penalty killing unit in the NHL. There's the Carolina Hurricanes group. Chance to gamble at the blue line, but Montreal works it down low, and a shot is put just wide by Gallagher. Gallagher has been noticeably good in the first 3.5 minutes of this one for Montreal, but a loose puck will bounce over his stick, and Carolina will work this one back into the Montreal zone.
It is amazing because Brendan Gallagher just lost his mom very recently after a courageous battle with cancer, and he's playing his best hockey of the year.
5th round pick back in 2010 for Montreal. 32 years old now, and climbing up the ranks for Montreal. Start moving into the top 20 and top 15 in all-time category. That was an impressive feat with one of the original 6. Canes penalty killers do the job. Kotkaniemi out of the box, but Montreal in possession in the offensive zone. Now trying to get a shot through. Frederik Andersen will catch and hang on. Congratulations to Brent Burns. You know that he does not truly enjoy talking about this, but he shows up day after day, and he passes Gary Unger here tonight to move in the 4th all-time for the most consecutive games played.
I'm probably a superstitious cat, so, you know, I probably shy away from it too with supreme admiration. And what I can tell you in the here and now, he was just part of a really gutsy, excellent penalty kill in the first 5 minutes of a hockey game. I mean, that was a clinical kill by the Hurricanes.
Stahl face off against Dvorak. Stahl, great job there using his skates to get the puck back with Carolina. Now a second opportunity. We'll get this out Stankoven. His pass taken there by Dvorak. Play it back. Caden Gooley is in. Good look at Dvorak there in the corner with Shane Gostisbehere. This one will be deflected, and it'll go all the way back into the Montreal zone. No icing, so Carolina can change up. Now a chance for Montreal. Chip this one. So back around, Svechnikov. And we'll get this one to Gostisbehere. The bouncing puck will be handled by Montembeault. He'll catch it and hang on. What are the injuries and scratches? Trip?
So good to see 37 back in the lineup, and it'll take him some time to reacclimate. We'll see if he finishes the night the way he starts the night. But you know what I'm thinking about? Because Carolina's forward lineup, which has been very, very good, goes to another level if 37's playing like he can. And think about his rookie year. Back in 18-19, Carolina's marched to the playoffs. Less than a week to go in the regular season. He scored an overtime winner against the great Carey Price, his 20th goal of his rookie season, all at even strength. Can he find the different ingredients? Power forward, holding on to pucks, and shooting confidence at 5-on-5. If he can, Carolina's a different looking crew.
That's what Rod Brind'Amour identified with you. The Hurricanes live. Gets this shot through with Chatfield, and be blocked away by Montembeault. He wants to see Andrei Svechnikov hang on to pucks a little bit longer because of that size and strength. Now here's Taylor Hall. He'll drop this one back. Drive by Kotkaniemi, didn't miss by much. Back by Patrick Laine. Laine had a goal and 2 assists in that 4-0 win in Montreal. Andersen got to play this one around. Chatfield's attempt to clear is sent back to the other side of the rink. 14:20 left here. Puck will hit a stanchion and bounce for Orlov. He'll make a neat turn and get it up for Hall.
That was a good job of, speaking of holding on to pucks, for an easy out for Dmitry Orlov at the end of his shift.
Working deep, Hall anticipating it. It'll get past his stick. Poked by Slavin along the boards. It'll be Mike Matheson. Trying to play it away from Hall. Montreal going 11 forward, 7 defensemen here in this contest. There's Matheson chopped at by Burns, and to Brent Burns' dismay, he's going to the penalty box. It'll be another tripping call, and the penalty killers will have to go to work. 13:49 left in the first. Brent Burns, 8-on-8, and it'll be a penalty. 2 minutes for the Canes to kill off.
Friday night in Carolina, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Habs on TSN is back. Brian Mudryk, Frankie Corrado. We had some audio issues here at Lenovo Center. We are back, as you saw on your screen. It is a 1-1 tie, both goals in the opening minute. Josh Anderson is 13th. Jackson Blake, his first goal in 22 games, and Montreal on the power play. In a 1-1 game, Suzuki digs in and gets it back to Lane Hudson. Hudson at the line. Has it for Montreal, for Cole Caulfield, who scored last night. Down low, Slafkovsky. Up for Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson. Lane Hudson. Slafkovsky just over his stick. And under the reach of Cole Caulfield all the way down the ice to Samuel Montembeault, who gets the start. And in the other net is Frederik Andersen for Carolina. Hudson. What a rookie campaign he is having. Hudson up to 51 assists now in his rookie campaign. Only Chelios and Murphy with more in a rookie season. Carolina Hurricanes, the #1 penalty kill in the NHL, and doing a good job as they'll send it down to Montembeault. 7 minutes gone in this first period. Nice little move. Hudson around Aho. As Hudson brings it up ice. Over the line, he'll drop it off for Laine. Patrick Laine leads Montreal in power play goals. He'll play it down low. Slavin trying to poke it away. Jarvis finds it, and he'll rip that down the ice.
Well, this is the best penalty kill in the NHL, and when Aho and Jarvis are on the ice, they're going to look to take off. They like to try and produce shorthanded.
Mike Matheson, he'll start it up ice. Lays it back. Newhook's been playing some nice hockey lately for Montreal, using his speed offensively and defensively. Gallagher in the corner, wraps it along the wall. Suzuki there. Up top, Matheson for Suzuki. Back to Matheson. 30 seconds left of the man advantage. Pass down low, Gallagher. Chatfield goes into the corner. He gets there first, and he'll swipe that down the ice.
It's very similar to 5-on-5 hockey for Carolina. If you're Montreal, you have to find a way to break the pressure. As soon as one player is coming to you, the next player is advancing. They have a second player always quick in the battle.
Newhook leads the rush. Heineman picks it up for Newhook in the corner. Newhook cutting in for Gallagher right across the crease. Couldn't finish. 5-on-5 as Brent Burns out of the box. Newhook drops. Gallagher right on. Pad stop as Anderson kicked that out. So the #1 penalty kill does the job again here in this first period. Good burst up the right side as Taylor Hall goes to the net. Hall pass, too much heat to handle. Popped over his stick. Picked up by Shane Gostisbehere under pressure by Josh Anderson, who opened the scoring for Montreal. Just 23 seconds into the game, and a much-needed good start for the Habs with that quick strike by Carolina. Svechnikov, he's back in the lineup. He'll work it across. Up for Gostisbehere. He'll hand it off. Gets it back from Burns. Gostisbehere works it in deep. Taylor Hall spinning in front, shoots, and Montembeault got a piece. Taylor Hall playing some wonderful hockey since the Four Nations break. He's fit in very nicely here, and it's game 900 for him in the National Hockey League. Taylor Hall, 11 points since the Four Nations face-off break.
This has been a good fit for Taylor Hall. He's fast enough that he could play this system. He's skilled enough that they need that kind of skill injection in the lineup, and 5 goals in his last 5 games for Taylor Hall. He's been a nice piece of business for the Hurricanes.
Newhook taking down Kokoniemi, and the fans wanted a call. Newhook again, that speed getting back. Newhook on the puck again, trying to slash it out of the zone, and he will. Up ice, but Dmitry Orlov is back for Carolina. Chatfield for Orlov. He'll work it in. David Savard behind the net. Pass across, bouncing in Carolina territory. So this Hurricanes team comfortably in second in the Metro. Probably no chance they catch Washington, and they're well ahead of Jersey.
They're not going to finish third. Like, they would have to lose the rest of the games, and Jersey would basically have to win out for that to change. They are stuck where they are, and that's okay. They just have to maintain the same intensity, physicality they always play with.
Sebastian Aho brought it in, snapshot, and handled by Montembeault. Suzuki leads the rush the other way. Top line out. Slafkovsky for Caulfield. Caulfield in front. He just missed Suzuki in on the fly. Nick Suzuki comes in on a 5-game point streak. 5 points in that duration for Montreal. Jackson Blake slashing at it as the rookie has a goal in this period for Carolina. Blake stops, trying to shake off Carrier. Jackson Blake will dish it behind the net. Jarvis reaching for it. Josh Anderson up that right side. He was hit by Gostisbehere, and he keeps on trucking in on Walker. Sean Walker will stop and drop it off for Gostisbehere. You know, we compared Gostisbehere's rookie defensive numbers to Lane Hudson in their last meeting. That was last month. A 4-0 win for Montreal, by the way, at the Bell Center. Good shot block, Savard again as he leads Montreal in that department. He is top 10 in the NHL in shot blocks this year. Savard back to work below the goal line as he pins Jordan Martinook, and Anderson and Stahl coming together in Montreal territory. Well, Frankie, at least the fans are into it on this Friday night. They've come to watch.
The fans are into it, and we will be watching Montreal and how they deploy their 7 defensemen tonight with Kaiden Guhle back in the lineup. A lot of conversation about who would be the odd man out. Well, no one's the odd man out. Guhle comes in, Joshua Waugh comes out, and we'll see what the ice times look like at the end of the night as far as who's getting used more.
Pass across. Kotkaniemi works it across. Wrist shot. Montembeault stops it. Taylor Hall, that late whack, and Hudson will clear him out as the Canes pushing for another one here in the first period. Samuel Montembeault, 1-5-1 in his career versus the Canes, and a 1-1 tie. These key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
For the Montreal Canadiens, time to loosen up a little bit. Things can be tense. You're in a playoff hunt. You're winless in your last 4. Have fun with these games. Enjoy the moment as much as it is intense this time of year. And for the Carolina Hurricanes, finish your chances. They're coming off a game against the Nashville Predators where they got goalied by UC Saros. They carried the play in that game. They had a number of chances they didn't score. They have to finish their chances against Samuel Montembeault and the Montreal Canadiens.
Dvorak in his own zone, tries to clear. Chatfield takes contact, works it back in. Mike Matheson able to chip that to center. And again, we apologize, still working out some of our audio issues, and we'll make sure we get it right for you for sure to start the second. Svechnikov, wrist shot. Lost the puck, as you might have heard. Andrei Svechnikov also returning back to the lineup. He missed 7 games due to injury, so a nice little piece back for Rod Brind'Amour. Puck backhanded in by Mark Jankowski. Armia collects it through center ice. Yoel Armia. He'll drift it into the corner, chase after the puck. Armia try to work it a little bit further. Play to the left side. Jankowski delays, drops it back. Worked back in by Jankowski as he wanted Robinson. Comes up top, Slavin, wrist shot, glove down. As Montembeault able to stop that. That fourth line Svechnikov playing tonight with Jankowski and Robinson on the fourth line for Carolina.
And Jankowski's been a revelation here for the Carolina Hurricanes after coming over from the Nashville Predators. You look at Jankowski and what he's done, 6 goals in 8 games, and basically this is how it shook out for Carolina. Necas and Drury moved on. and Taylor Hall and Logan Stankoven came in. You added Jankowski from Nashville, but Mikko Rantanen in, Mikko Rantanen out. It almost washes out. So you look at it 2 for 2, and if you look at it that way, it's actually some pretty tidy business for the Carolina Hurricanes. Just the Mikko Rantanen saga just kind of weighs heavily over everything, but they haven't missed a beat. They've played great hockey since that Rantanen trade. It hasn't affected the team at all.
Yeah, General Manager Eric Tulsky, it was an interesting couple of weeks before and around the trade deadline. Here's Patrick Laine at his own line. Laine up the ice for Montreal. Weaves in, wrist shot glove down by Anderson. As Patrick Laine has the most goals of any Montreal Canadian versus Anderson, 9 in his career.
And Patrick Laine, of course, scored last game, his 4th even strength goal of the season, and we're going to see some mixing and matching done up front. Jake Evans gets a look with Laine and Newhook, and one of the bright spots has been Alex Newhook in his game, especially at 5-on-5, the speed that he's playing with, and now Josh Anderson's going to get a turn to play with Laine and Newhook.
Newhook's just 1 goal shy of the career high of goals he set last year with 15 as Kotkaniemi racing after Carrier. Carrier under some pressure, but he handles it well, and it's up ice for Laine. Laine lost it at the blue line, though, and Taylor Hall quickly the other way. The former Hart Trophy winner, Hall, drops, one-time drive, rebound, Montembeault. And he'll stop that as Samuel Montembeault. He was pulled in St. Louis, got the night off last night, and able to stop Hall there.
There is a lot of speed on this Carolina team, so if you're going to turn the puck over at the blue line, you are asking for trouble, and Taylor Hall is off to the races, does a good job of hitting the trailer. That's Sean Walker. A one-time chance. Samuel Montembeault fights it off, covers up on the rebound, but that's a turnover that Patrick Laine has to avoid in a game like this when there's speed in transition by the Carolina Hurricanes.
Hall's got his confidence back too, Frankie. He's followed up a number of times looking to fish out rebounds after the play as that goes right through the crease. Jackson Blake was there looking for a chance. Slavkovsky reaching for the puck.
It's amazing what can happen when you go from Chicago, where we know where Chicago is, and now you go to a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations, what that can do for your game and what that's done for Taylor Hall.
Top line note here, Jarvis, Aho, and Blake for Carolina. A 9-3 record this month for the Hurricanes, playing some really good hockey. Recently had an 8-game winning streak snapped, coming off a loss to Nashville as well. Aho, pass was behind Jarvis. Jarvis and Montembeault obviously teammates in that Four Nations face-off. Puck played around to the far wall. Suzuki there, chipped right back in by Carolina. Jarvis on the puck. Checked by Kaiden Guhle. As number 21 missed 21 games with that injury. Grateful to have him back is Montreal and Marty St. Louis. Here's Orlov. He'll backpedal. Orlov buys some time, works their cross. Right pad stop. Montembeault again, as he's made some quality stops. The latest one on Jarvis again.
Montreal really needed Kaiden Guhle back in the lineup, especially considering the way things have gone here the last 4 games. But you get a matchup guy, you get a big minutes guy, you get a guy that can move the puck, and most importantly, you get another penalty killer on the back end, something that the Canadians needed.
Josh Anderson, pass behind him, does well though to bring it to center. Back for it is Jalen Chatfield. Chatfield up the right wing. Jacki hammered his man. Savard goes back. Stahl reaching for the puck. Dvorak will start the play. He wanted Arbor Jacki through center. As Dvorak, 4 goals for him in his last 6 games. Had a tidy little goal. That little backhand breakaway. And that is not a good look for Montreal right now, as Josh Anderson is very slow to get up after taking that hit.
Anderson had moved the puck, and Dmitry Orlov stuck the hip out looking for a hip check, and Anderson took the worst of it as he was slow to get up.
Habs are getting the only call. 1-1 tie.
Christian Dvorak to the box for roughing after Josh Anderson was hit with a hip check in the middle of the ice by Dmitry Orlov. It was Christian Dvorak that went after Orlov, and Anderson looks to make the play. Orlov clips him, and Anderson goes head over heels, wanted a call, and Dvorak went to Orlov, gave him a shot to the back of the head, and Carolina to the power play, the 25th ranked power play in the NHL, but they have power play goals in back-to-back games.
Aho 5th in the NHL in power play face-off wins, and the Canes control puck in the corner. Pass in front, Aho, and Evans, a good job to take the puck away. Hurricanes are top 10 in most major categories except the power play. They're 25th in the NHL this year. 4 minutes to go, first period. And again, we apologize for some of our audio and video difficulties. We'll get it sorted out for you back to 100% as we begin that second period. We hope. Here's Shane Gostisbehere to the right side. It's not Friday the 13th, is it? Here's Hall. He'll pick it up to the far wall. 3:35 to go in the game. Sebastian Aho back up top, Gostisbehere. Been an offensive player for a long time in this league. Aho, wrist shot, rebound, Jarvis. Couldn't dig it free, but the Habs can't clear. Good speed, Aho kept it in. Gostisbehere's got it again. He'll play it down to the goal line. Weaving is Jackson Blake. He'll take it low to high. Gets it from Jarvis. Blake again on the puck. Jackson Blake weaves across. One-timer, Gostisbehere in a good fight with Aho in front. Montembeault able to make that save. 48 seconds left in the minor penalty to Dvorak.
Shane Gostisbehere's had a great season, 40 points on the year. Had a monster year last year with Detroit, and he's going to have a one-timer chance here. As Montembeault made some saves, he had to fight off some traffic, and Carolina reloaded this puck, but Montembeault's able to spot that one before Aho gets to the front of the net to provide the screen, and he holds on for the whistle.
Montembeault was really sharp. Had the shutout, a 4-0 win when they met back at the Bell Center on February 25th. Here's Burns. Jack Roslovic dishes down low. Kotkaniemi. Roslovic. Kotkaniemi waiting, side of the net, tried to center it, and he took a big shot.
Carolina's saying that this was not deflected out of play, but batted out of play by Montreal. And Montreal's going to argue that this was a deflection. Of course, if it's deflected off your stick, it's not a penalty. But if you swing your stick and hit the puck out, it is a penalty. It was Kotkaniemi who had the chance at the front of the net, but it looked like Carrier swatted at the puck, and this, it should be a call. It's going to be a call.
2-minute minor, delay of game, number 45.
That's a bad bounce for Montreal. All Carrier is trying to do is just get that puck out of harm's way, and he bats it right out of play. So now Montreal is going to have to deal with 34 seconds of 5-on-3 time as Carrier standing his ground in front of the net. It's just a reactionary thing. You're just trying to swat at the puck. You're not trying to put it out of play. Unfortunately, that's where it goes. And Montreal, a two-man disadvantage.
For 34 seconds, they were 1 for 3 in the power play versus Nashville. They've been waiting, obviously, for Montreal. It's game 2 of a back-to-back for the Habs. They haven't played since Tuesday, that 3-1 loss to Nashville. So Aho Evans will line up to the right of Montembeault. Good win by Jake Evans. He's top 10 in the NHL in shorthanded face-off wins, and he wins a big one there. Here's Gostisbehere. Massive kill, to say the least, here for Montreal. Aho over the line, he'll hand it off as the Hurricanes set it up. Gostisbehere again running things at the point. He'll drop it off. Quick pass up top. Jarvis, Gostisbehere, and Montembeault the squeeze again. As looks like he's looking very comfortable so far here tonight, Frankie.
And that's great news for Montreal, and it's nice for Samuel Montembeault to get a night off, not start the back-to-back. He's playing the second half of it here in Carolina. Good puck movement by the Hurricanes. All ends up with a one-timer shot at the net, but Jackson Blake is just standing to the side of Montembeault, not taking away his eyes, and Montembeault's able to track it.
2:31 in the period, shots 8-4. Carolina, 9 seconds left of 5-on-3, and another big win, Evans. Montreal trying to pin the puck, kill off some more time. Back out to Gostisbehere. Across, one-timer. Aho, that was blocked. As Dvorak's out of the box. Jackson Blake across again, one-timer, and that missed again. Gostisbehere works it across. Blake down low. Zip pass, wrist to right on Jarvis, and Montembeault stopped that. Up top again, Gostisbehere. Minute 4 to go in the minor penalty now to Carrier. Canes work it around. Pass out to Gostisbehere, missed the mark, and a tough one there as Gostisbehere has to reload from center ice. Svechnikov maybe a little bit of rust as he's out on the power play, then got tangled up with Savard. Jackson Blake right in. Tried to pass it across though. Didn't pull the trigger. Gostisbehere threads it across again. Nice little move towards Montembeault, and he's able to squeeze the post, puck loose. And the helmet off. Oh, and things are going nuts as David Savard clears out the front of the ice in front of his tender.
You have to be careful with the helmet because the official says that you pulled it off on purpose. That's going to be a penalty. As a great save by Samuel Montembeault starts this whole thing off. Jackson Blake brought this puck right through the slot area, had everyone thinking he might take a shot, and then dishes it to the side of the net where Aho takes a one-timer. Montembeault does a great job of squeezing it on the post, and then a little physical altercation at the side of the net as Savard goes after Aho. His helmet comes off and everyone jumps in. We'll see how the officials sort this out.
Aho leads the team.
Carolina penalty number 20. 2-minute minor.
So it's the initial slash.
2-minute minor. Roughing.
So Aho's getting the slash. Savard is getting the rough. As the fans in Carolina wanted Savard to be the only call, but both players will go to the box. Everything gets sawed off.
Aho leads the team, 65 points. Jarvis leads the way in goals with 27. Flyers did get off the schneid in the month of March. They got a power play goal last night, 1 for 4 in the power play versus Montreal. This is a tough building for Montreal, Frankie. They have not won in this building since 2016.
This is a tough building for everyone.
Fair.
I mean, the home record for the Hurricanes speaks for itself, 27-8-1. And you always talk about having to weather the storm here, no pun intended, of course, like the start that the Carolina Hurricanes usually have. It's aggressive, they put you under pressure, but their goal differential in the first period, a -6, but plus in the second, plus in the third. So it's almost like they set the table in the first period for what's coming and try and wear you down over the course of the game. And for Montreal, that's the challenge. Breaking the pressure and finding ways to generate offense through the uncomfort that Carolina brings you. And they did it the last time these two teams played at the Bell Center.
So they're still trying to just figure out the clock because they don't have Carrier's time up there. You got Savard and Aho, the offsetting minors. Referees tonight are Peter McDougall, TJ Lexmore.
Now Samuel Montembeault has looked settled into this game early. We've seen him let some goals in that he would have liked to have back. So nice to see that he feels comfortable. And you know, you would ask the question, is fatigue maybe setting in for Samuel Montembeault? He's played a lot of hockey. They've relied on him in a big way, and he's had to stand tall in the crease, and he faces a lot of high danger chances still at this point in the season. Nice to see him settled in.
I don't know if they just can't figure out how much time is left in the Carrier minor, because now nothing is on the Jumbotron here.
I think they had to wipe everything off because they had put up 2 minutes each for Aho and Savard, but those are offsetting.
Well, you saw Marty St. Louis after the loss last night. He said, our team, we need to have good intentions, but to your point, Frankie, let's have some fun with this process. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you told this group to a man that on March 28th, you'd have a playoff spot at the beginning of the season, I mean, where else would you rather be on a Friday night?
Well, and they would sign up for that in a heartbeat. And if you look back at different moments this season, you know, January 21st, they were in a playoff spot. They had just played the Rangers at home. They had played the Lightning at home. And they went to Detroit, and it was a dud of a game against Detroit, and that started a 1-7-1 run for them. Now the challenge here for Montreal is to not let this winless in 4 slide continue. And it's not easy opposition. Of course, with Carolina, Florida coming up, Florida again, but it'll get a little easier after that. You just have to get through these games and find a win or two along the way. And we talked about it last night. You know, what does the record need to be for this team to make the playoffs? Well, it's between 87 to 89 points. So it's 7-4 now or 6-5, and that's going to get you in the playoffs, and that's very attainable for this group. But you're right. You have to have fun with things. You can't just think about the magnitude of the moment and the consequences for if you lose.
Well, we know what's up. They begin the night 1 point up on the Islanders, 1 point up on the Rangers, and we know tonight Columbus has Vancouver, New York Rangers at Anaheim.
We were having technical difficulties with the clock. While that was going on, the previous play was under review. The puck does not completely cross the goal line. There is no goal.
Everyone's having technical issues tonight.
Yeah, we can't say too much. So what are you going to do, right? It's Friday night. We're having a good time.
They wanted to see if the Aho one-timer at the side of the net crossed the line, which it didn't. Montembeault did a nice job of squeezing it, and of course Aho sticks his stick in to try and bat it in, and that's why Savard went over to give him a couple shots.
So we know there's 30 seconds left on the penalty to Carrier, if the clock is right as it suggests. Cooley, watched by Roslovic. Here's Dvorak in his own zone. He'll flip it to the right wing. Josh Anderson waiting for it. He'll slam that down the ice. Comes right to Burns. 6th player in NHL history to skate in 900 consecutive games. Consecutive game 915 tonight for Brent Burns. He's now 4th all-time in NHL history in that department. Final minute here, Lenovo Center on this Friday night. And Carrier's out of the box, 5-on-5. And that deflects off a stick and out of play. So kudos to Montreal. That's a massive kill to keep it a 1-1 game in a very tough building, as we discussed.
And it's been a while since Montreal was able to go perfect on the penalty kill. That happened 5 games ago. So they've been giving up at least 1 per game the last little while. Important to make sure that special teams are dialed in. You want to get a power play goal in this game at some point, but your penalty kill has to come through for you. And Samuel Montembeault did a great job.
Stahl, who's one of the best face-off guys for Carolina, couldn't win that one. Matheson rams it along the wall, not out. Wrist shot, hit a stick, comes to Slafkovsky. He wobbles one to center. Nick Suzuki will chip it in by Slavin. Slavin paired up with Walker on this shift. Nick Suzuki wanted Caulfield, comes to Hudson. Hudson towards the net, tip. Oh, puck loose. What a great setup to Slafkovsky from Hudson. As again, Lane Hudson, a little something out of nothing towards the net, and there's a little glimpse as to why this young man has 51 assists already this season.
You said it, Brian, something out of nothing. There are some defensemen who would get this puck and it would just go back into the corner, but Lane Hudson has the ability to make a play under pressure. He does that. He gets it off the wall, but he can't get that much on the shot. It becomes a pass to Juraj Slafkovsky. He tries to direct it in, but isn't able to. But Lane Hudson makes a play when some other players may not be able to.
Here's Martinook. Good battle, throws it in front, look out, friendly fire off a skate, but Montembeault is ready. That would have been a brutal bounce for Hudson, but Montembeault was sharp. Slafkovsky at the horn will chip it in. All right, Frankie, so a lot going on here. Some technical difficulties across the board and 2 goals in the opening period.
Listen, you're tied after 1 in Carolina. It's a difficult building to play, and you will take that and continue to build your game as the game goes on. But you scored first, and that's a good step for Montreal.
Josh Anderson, then Jackson Blake. Intermission is coming up next. These guys are always perfect. Laura Dykin, Marty Biron, next.
wraps up with a Sunday matinee in sunny Florida. Yes, Molson Canadiens hockey returns as the Canadiens take on the Panthers. We've got all the action for you starting at 1 Eastern, 2 Atlantic here on TSN in the Habs region. So we are all tied up 1-1 here after one period of play. Marty and Laura back here with you once again. Now, before we went to break in our pregame show, I mentioned it was important for Montreal to get off to a good start. They did. Sort of. One thing we will say, during this 4-game winless streak, they've given up the first goal in all 4 of those games, so it was great to have the shoe on the other foot this time.
And it was great to be aggressive right from the get-go. You get the puck in the offensive zone, and everybody is skating, and everybody's getting aggressive to the puck. So this shot by Dvorak misses the net, but look at Carrier. He's outside the blue line, and he is going to pinch. It's 20 seconds into the game. He goes hard, beats 2 Carolina players to the puck, and then Gallagher makes a nice play to Josh Anderson. And this is funny because Frederik Anderson's probably thinking, man, there's so much room. He's going to walk right in, not expecting that one-timer. Perfectly placed over the blocker, but the great pinch by Alex Carrier, 7 defensemen. You don't want to save anything. You want to go hard. You want to pinch on the wall. Don't want to be reckless, but that was a great play to keep it alive.
Little Anderson on Anderson crime there.
That's what you said.
This one off. Special teams battle, always important in games like this. Something, again, we highlighted in our pregame show. Carolina, best PK in the NHL, almost at 85%, while Montreal on the power play has had some issues lately. 0 in the last 3 games. What did you notice about that group in that first period?
Tough with the execution, right?
Yeah.
When you get 2 power plays, and it was back-to-back power plays. So the first one doesn't work. Well, maybe you say, okay, let's simplify the second one. But, you know, they missed one opportunity, and there was only one really good opportunity. Gallagher in the slot here, he misses the net. Canadians had 0 shots in 2 full power plays. This one goes over the stick of Slavkovsky. He tries to get it back to Caulfield. It's basically an own icing. They're not first on pucks. They can get some looks from the half wall or from the point or from the bumper. So not the way you want to go. In a 1-1 game, you get given 2 power plays, 2 tripping penalties. That's not the way Carolina wanted to go. You're not able to get anything, not even a shot. That wasn't good.
On the other side of things, Montreal's PK was pretty excellent there in that first period.
Yeah.
Pretty excellent is what we're going with. All right, last but certainly not least, we have to mention Sam Montembeault. He was the busier of the 2 goaltenders. At last look, the shots were 11-4 in favor of Carolina. Is this the Sam Montembeault that you were hoping to see here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough bounce on the first one, but the reason why the PK was pretty excellent, and especially the 5-on-3, was because of the goaltender and the way that he played. So, you know, you score a goal, and then 18 seconds later, you give up a goal, and this is the type of bounce, right? It goes off of Blake, Gouli, and Suzuki in front of him, but he's able to reset. A few of those saves where he doesn't give up a rebound, he's either quick to get on the rebound or he absorbs the puck right away. This is a good leg save. And when there was traffic, but then 5-on-3, this save with a screen, like if you're able to get a whistle, then everybody can take a breather. And then at the very end there on Sebastian Aho, they have to review it. But Sam knew when he was sealing the post that didn't go in, and then there was a bit of a scrum, so it led to some clock malfunction right after that.
Yeah, Brian put the pressure on us. We're always perfect. Pretty excellent.
I'd say 99.9%.
Pretty good. All right, well, when our intermission continues, we're going to put Marty on the hot seat. It's time for Have or Have Not. We'll get his take on whether these Montreal Canadiens will make the playoffs. Curling Championship is just around the corner. It all begins this weekend on Saturday as Japan goes up against Brad Jacobs in Canada. 4 Eastern, 5 Atlantic here on TSN. Brad Jacobs and company looking to follow Rachel Homan and her rink, who won the Women's World Curling Championship. No pressure. Marty, it's good news, bad news. Good news, we got have or have not. Bad news, this is our final have or have not together this season. Breaking
I'm a little
news.
sad because I love this segment. It's a lot of fun when you put me on the spot, and I've got to be really good at picking a side.
Okay, well, the questions we've got, we said you may make some friends, you may make some enemies here. So let's start things off with the Montreal Canadiens. Have or have not? They are in the second wildcard spot. The Canadiens will make the playoffs, Marty.
I'm all in with the Montreal
Montreal's
Canadiens. So
watching.
have for the Montreal Canadiens to make the playoffs. Look, I think it's almost by default because the teams that are behind Montreal right now, the New York Islanders, the New York Rangers, they've not really gotten themselves going. Columbus is, losing a lot lately, and they're down tonight. And so I'm looking at, who is going to take that spot, and I don't see any other team but the Montreal Canadiens in that spot. And obviously, they got to get themselves going and winning some games here on this road trip. But I'm saying Canadiens, yes, in the playoffs.
It's like nobody wants to get that second wild card spot.
Stay away
Somebody
from
will.
it.
Somebody will. All right, Lane Hudson entered the day atop the rookie scoring race. Have or have not, Lane Hudson will win the Calder this year.
This is a close one, but I'm going to say have not. Look, Macklin Celebrini is having a fantastic season in San Jose. He's almost a point a game, and if he was to get over a point a game or at a point a game for the season, and you just look at what Sidney Crosby's done for 20 straight years of over a point a game. So I think you would have to give it to Macklin Celebrini, despite the fact that Lane Hudson has been electric, has been great. And let's not forget Dustin Wolf in Calgary. If somehow the Calgary Flames find a way to catch the St. Louis Blues, I think Dustin Wolf will get a lot of votes. So there's still a lot to be decided with the Calder Trophy chase. And I say Macklin Celebrini would be my pick right now.
Alex Ovechkin, got to bring up him. 8-8-9, so he's 6 away now from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record. 10 games to go starting Sunday with the Buffalo Sabres. Have or have not, Gretzky will break the record this season.
Ovi will break the record, so have for Ovechkin. When I look at the games that he has, I think there's opportunities for Ovechkin to get a hot game where he gets a hat trick or consecutive 2-goal games. But I think it's going to be down to the wire. I'm looking at the last game of the regular season in Pittsburgh against Sidney Crosby. Probably 2 goals to go, 1 to tie, 1 to pass. I think it happens the very last game. So have for Ovechkin to pass Gretzky.
We got to make sure that stays on tape, because if that comes true, I hope you're running and buying a lottery ticket.
Well, I may have wasted my opportunity by just putting it out there.
All right, last but certainly not least, right now there are 5 Canadian teams sitting in a playoff spot. Have or have not, a Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup this season, Marty?
No, I don't think have not. When you look at how competitive the league is, I mean, Winnipeg is probably the best chance in the Western Conference. The Edmonton Oilers with Connor McDavid, if and when he comes back healthy, will help. But you look at Colorado, Dallas, Vegas, it is very competitive out west. And out east, Toronto probably has the better chance for me. But you got Florida, you got Tampa, you got Washington, you're seeing Carolina. So it's so competitive that I'm going to say have not a team from Canada making it to the finals and winning the Stanley Cup.
I guess the good news for the Leafs, they won't have to play the San Jose Sharks in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was tough again last night.
It's fine, it's fine. 1993, again, the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. You don't need us to remind you that. Only 2 other games going on right now in the NHL. The Canucks doing the Canadians a favor right now. The highlights from Columbus when we come back. back to Columbus for the Canucks and Blue Jackets. Columbus 2 points behind the Habs for that second wildcard spot. Vancouver with the power play here in the first. Looking to get the first goal of the game, and they do just that. Linus Karlsson doing the honors. It's his second of the season. Less than 2 minutes later, here they come again. It's Quinn Hughes dropping for Brock Besser. Hughes appeared to be interfered with on the play, but it doesn't matter. Vancouver gets the goal. He
did a little interference himself, which allowed Brock Besser to walk right in.
Give and take. Jake DeBrusk also scored in that first period, but Boone Jenner getting one 34 seconds into the second, so it is 3-1 Canucks on top. That important game coming up later tonight. The New York Rangers continuing their California trip. 1 point back of Montreal for that second wild card spot. Here's what went down in the first period. And the period started with a bang as we had 2 goals in 41 seconds. 1-1 is where we stand as we head back to Brian and Frankie.
Laura, always fun to watch Lane Hudson do his thing in his rookie season. We know Chris Chelios, his 64 points is a Habs rookie record for a D-man. Lane has 56 points, and we talked about this record earlier. That's assists in a single season for a rookie defenseman. Every single night, he's dialed in. He's been bringing it down the stretch.
And that's one of the things that really stands out. There's never been a prolonged period where his game sags and you're not getting his best effort. You're not getting the performance from him. And now this team is winless in their last 4. They want to bounce back. They want to win this game against Carolina. But you can count on Lane Hudson. He continues to bring the energy, bring the effort, make plays. He's been one of Montreal's most consistent players and will continue to do that. He's such a gamer. You hear him talk after the game. He says all the right things. He's not talking about the cliches. Like, he really is sharp and dialed into every detail of the game. And he's having fun, which is what Montreal needs to do right now.
And actually, if you heard him post-game after the loss last night, he was in fairly good spirits considering, saying what an opportunity we have. You know what? We got to just keep things rolling, and good on him as he's been a guy contributing this entire season. Play underway in the second period. Heineman barrels in, lays the body check, puck at the line, and it's held in by Yoel Armia. Chatfield and Heineman. Good body battle in the corner. Racing after it again, Armia, as he spun around Svechnikov, comes to center. Matheson rips it right back in.
This is a line that can produce offensively, and Montreal needs them to find a little more offense here. And for Emil Heineman, he has to play with that physical edge. That's what really is his separator and what has given him such a great opportunity playing on this fourth line, fitting in well with those guys. If they can get a little bit of offense from those guys, it's going to go a long way in this group winning games. And you know, for Kaiden Guhle, back in the lineup, getting in the groove of things. He's been out for 21 games, and he's going to get a steady dose of playing next to Lane Hudson, even though 7 defensemen dressed for Montreal.
Just under 5 minutes for Kaiden Guhle in that opening period. 4 shots thus far. Of course, Montreal was killing off some key penalties in that first period. Here's Robinson through center ice. Robinson right on Montembeault, and he decides to cover. As Jankowski, Svechnikov, Robinson up front right now for Carolina.
Well, we know Carolina's a hard team to play against, but when you look at what makes them hard to play against, they're #1 in the NHL at producing shots, shot attempts, and defensively, they're #1 in the NHL at preventing both of those things. So it's pressure both ways, and you have to find ways to break them down and force them to make mistakes, maybe being over-aggressive at times.
Reset on that face-off draw, and for Carolina as well, they've done really nice work in second periods as well. A +25 goal differential in the second frame this year as Suzuki digs in, wins it back to Carrier. Nick Suzuki has slowly improved his work in a face-off dot as well, Frank. We were chatting about that on the way to the rink.
And now just under 52% on the season, and there were times where he was down to 47%, but that's the difference between maybe a power play face-off when you need to get one in order to maintain some possession.
Aho, Jarvis, and Jackson Blake out front. Blake trying to take it away from Carrier. That battle continues in the corner. Blake able to dig it free. Place it to the line. Wrist shot. Montembeault able to swallow that up as Jacob Slavin let it go from the far point.
Alex Carrier got beat from the wall to the front of the net, but did a great job recovering, just lifting the stick, so there's no tip opportunity. And Samuel Montembeault, that's your story coming out of the first period. A nice, calm, composed period for him. And he's lost his last 3 starts, gave up 5 to St. Louis on 32 shots on Tuesday. If Montreal's going to make a run at this thing, and they have a very good chance to do so, he's going to have to be himself down the stretch.
Samuel Montembeault made his NHL debut back in the day against Carolina. There's a turnover right at the line. Cooley, though, cleans it up as Kotkaniemi stole the puck, and he broke it right in. Chip and chase is on now from Evans. Tough angle shot handled by Anderson. Taylor Hall, that went off a skate and all the way back into Carolina territory. Here's Shane Gostisbehere. Using his speed up the right wing, he'll backhand it in. Montembeault will play it into the corner. Slung out front quickly. Roslovic shot blocks as that was knocked down in front. Good shot block from Gouli. Gostisbehere hit it with a high stick, but Evans plays it first. Montreal gets back onside. Walker up the right side for Roslovic. Montembeault steers it through Carrier to Struble. Jayden Struble back for Carrier. Up the right side, battle at the Habs line. And carried up ice, the backhand in by Carrier. Chatfield went into the corner, left it though, and is played up the wing. Backhanded in by Jordan Staal. Martinook chasing after it. Habs possess the puck. 3 minutes got in the second. Flipped in by Josh Anderson. Him and Gallagher go to work as Frederik Andersen will play it away. Moved up quickly. Stankoven tried a little backhand flip. Staal tried to knock that into midair. He gets it back. As Logan Stankoven came over in the trade for Rantanen from Dallas. One of those pieces, and top 10 in rookie scoring, Logan Stankoven.
And not the biggest player, but he plays big. And he's one of those guys that fits here because he's hard to play against. And he's playing with 2 guys that aren't the most offensively inclined, but fit the, hard to play against bill in Staal and Martinook.
Aho trying to force Hudson off the puck. Caulfield gets back to help. Carolina, one of the teams Cole Caulfield yet to score against in his career. And for Caulfield, game number 8 tonight against the Hurricanes. Suzuki, by the way, just 1 goal in 13 games versus the Hurricanes as well. It's funny how you just click against certain teams. Burns towards the net. That hit a body as Blake was taken down. Hudson continues to work him. Drive towards the net. Tipped, and Gouli alertly swatted that away from Aho, who plays it back for Slavin. Slavin fires it in. Slavin, 2-time Lady Byng winner, and he won most recently this past season. Brent Burns wrist shot, glove down as the Iron Man right into the glove. Approaching 1,500 career games is Brent Burns. As the last time he missed a game, November of 2013. As we look at the playoff probabilities, Frankie, we're checking this each and every night.
We have to. So coming into the game, 37.4%. If they can get a regulation win, that does wonders for making the playoffs, gets them almost up to 50%. Of course, a regulation loss gets them down to 23.5. Now you have to worry about what other teams around you are doing. It's always recommended to take care of your own business. And a 1-1 game so far in the second period.
Svechnikov winds up. Hit a body and went wide. And Svechnikov's had nice success against the Montreal Canadiens in his career. Puck played behind the net. Svechnikov's got 10 goals in 15 career games versus Montreal. Here's Matheson. Below the goal line, gave it away, pass in front, backhand try, and it's high and wide. Oh, what a chance for Mark Jankowski. Wrap try as the follow-up try from Jankowski.
And Jankowski's not the guy you want to see right now have a prime scoring chance. And Mike Matheson has to clean up some of his play with the puck, as a couple giveaways last game against Philadelphia.
Jankowski, 6 goals in 8 games as a Hurricane. Bit of a heater here in North Carolina for him. Gostisbehere pushing Evans out of the play. Heineman took a big body check as Walker lined him up. Canes bring it in. Gostisbehere weaves, sends it across. Pass and a good Leo Savard again. That drive as Robinson was the intended recipient. Gostisbehere let it fly for the point and missed. Tell you what, that fourth line for Rod Brind'Amour has had some looks. Svechnikov, Jankowski, and Robinson.
Well, sure, you add a little bit of skill to the fourth line. You got some guys that can really skate. Robinson's one of those guys, and it fits well. Anytime you can push some skill down the lineup, chances are that's going to be advantageous for you. It just gives the energy guys a little more of a boost, and that's what's happened here for the Carolina Hurricanes and Rod Brind'Amour. As here's the head. Heineman goes to Walker, tries to line him up, and he takes the worst of it. And Matheson behind the net is just trying to make a D-to-D pass, but it's a slow dribbling puck that's not going to get to Carrier, and that's one of those ones you just have to make a hard play, maybe live to fight another day.
Here's Brendan Gallagher through center ice, but Montreal's going to get back on side. Anderson was weaving in way too soon. Dvorak back in his own zone. Lane Hudson behind Montembeault, tries to shake off Stankoven. Gallagher at his own line. Brendan Gallagher hesitates, and he'll rip it in for Montreal. Actually got caught up by the official. And the puck back to Hudson. That's where you get the mimicking cheer from the crowd there. Chatfield behind the net. Gallagher enters the mix. There's Lane Hudson in the corner. It was taken away by Stankoven. Martinook gets it back. Martinook, a one-time drive, and he whistled that high and wide. Stankoven back in deep. Martinook behind the net, in front, and jammed up enough was Walker, who used his speed to try and get that shot off.
It's a speedy group on the back end. It's also a group that can jump in offensively. You have to be aware for this D-line jumping into the play.
Taylor Hall. He'll dish for Roslovic. He took contact below the goal line. Goulet continues to work. Puck flipped up ahead. Newhook all jammed up as that body battle goes into the corner. Goulet wanted Evans. Puck sent down the ice, and I don't think it's enough for icing. Carrier's got to hustle. No, they're going to call it.
Well, that's
and
an early whistle.
I didn't think that was going to be icing, and I think the Canes might have a case there.
They might bring this to center ice. And if they don't, that's a good bounce for Montreal. As that puck didn't have quite enough steam to get there. Carrier's going back for it. It was a quick whistle. The puck hadn't even hit the goal line before the whistle went, but a good bounce for Montreal and an offensive zone faceoff for the Canadiens.
Nick Suzuki can't win it as Kokoniemi able to win that battle. Lane Hudson getting back for Montreal. Stretch past Slafkovsky. He's got some space. Juraj Slafkovsky. He'll leave it. Suzuki sends it across. Wanted Caulfield. Pass behind him, and Jackson Blake will bring the puck up ice. Blake just offside as Taylor Hall a step in too soon. 12-12 remaining. Second period. 1-1 tie. Shots 14-5 in favor of the home side. to see Caden Gooley back on the bench for Martin St. Louis and Arber Xhekaj. They did their warm-up, by the way, where Xhekaj hits him with a stick, but you know what? Keep it away from the quad, right? And remember for Gooley, this was the injury. He had the appendectomy to start his season, then this, missing the 21 games.
A terrible fluke injury for Caden Gooley, and you know, for this team to get by without him over the course of 21 games, getting him back is so important. Nice to see Caden Gooley back out there. The recovery went well. He's been skating with the team, joins them on the road trip, and it's a much-needed presence on the blue line.
Just to be, you know, cut by your own skate, right? Like, just such a freak accident. And he's a big part of the future for the Montreal Canadiens with 8 minutes gone here in the second period.
And you just want to see him stay healthy. Like, it feels like there's injuries that happen to him. You want to see him healthy.
Here's Blake, brings it in, goes wide on Matheson, stops in the corner. Jackson Blake having a nice rookie season. Fired in, puck behind the net. Jarvis couldn't get the backhand off. He'll spin. Jarvis, Blake, quick rip. It hit Matheson, picked up by Burns, ghosting in. Brent Burns, what a move, centers, but it's right to Suzuki, and he'll flip it up the left wing.
Oh, Brent Burns is so powerful. He's such a big guy. When he leans on you and gets that body positioning, it's tough to knock him off the puck.
Durable, right? I mean, all those years we talked about the Iron Man streak, the consistency, and he's going to end up playing 1,500 games plus in the NHL.
He played some games as a forward, played seasons as a forward during this Iron Man streak.
Yeah, pretty impressive player. One of Norris back in the day as that puck in front cleared up by Montreal.
Well, that makes it even more impressive, the fact that he switched from forward to D and then one of Norris.
Here's Savard, little chip, Gallagher in space, bouncing puck, wrist shot. Oh, Anderson just fanned on it, couldn't get it away. Martinook got clipped behind the play as Arber Xhekaj is on the puck for Montreal. Josh Anderson pops it free, gets it back from Dvorak. Anderson trying to get around Chatfield. He'll drive it on Orlov. Big body check there from Josh Anderson. Lane Hudson, nice move off the wall. Hudson, he'll throw it to space in the corner. Josh Anderson, he'll leave it behind the net. Trying to shake off for some space is Armia. Watched by Chatfield. Eric Robinson works it to center. As Stankoven beats Jankowski. He's stripped of the puck, and look at Hudson. Head down, wheeling. Up to Heineman. Heineman, wrist shot in and out of the glove. And Svechnikov there. And that'll be an icing. Good little rush there. And no icing. I thought it was icing, but play continues.
A good shot down the wing by Emil Heineman, something you want to see a little more from him, because if he can get that shot off, he can beat goaltenders, but it's been a while for him. No goals in his last 19 games.
Caden Gooley back in his own zone. He'll reload for the Habs. Gooley watched by Kokoniemi. Former third overall pick of the Montreal Canadiens, and then the offer sheet. Habs waiting to get set up, throwing up that left wing. Patrick Laine up to the line. In comes Dvorak, he stole it. Dvorak the steal in front, Laine, can he get there in time? And he can't. Kept in by Montreal. Dvorak, who's been one of the hotter Habs when it comes to goal scoring. Laine couldn't dig it free. Oh, that would have been a golden opportunity there for Montreal.
Now that was Sean Walker that got back just in time to make sure Patrick Laine couldn't get a clean look at the net, as it was a slow dribbling puck in the slot.
Carolina changing. And again, Gooley just takes his time back there.
Well, there's no room. Like, Carolina is going to have a man-on-man situation, and they're just going to skate with you wherever you go. And there, now you find an open player.
And a tough turnover as Caulfield lost it to Jarvis. Puck in the corner, collected by Carolina. Jarvis, wrist shot blocked. It comes to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki on pace to again set new career highs in points. Blake, he'll flip it in. Back for it, Hudson. Suzuki. to center ice. There's Caulfield. Matheson at his own line. He'll start the play, and he'll get around Slavin. Burns there to back up his defensive partner.
This game has just turned into a grind through the neutral zone where there's no room. No one's getting any looks at the net. The whole game's being played between the blue lines right now.
Sebastian Aho. He gets taken out of the play by Hudson. But the details, attention to details, a little more sharp this game, obviously, for Montreal.
This is one of those games where you could lose yourself.
And there's a steal, though. Martinook in, tripped up, and a penalty to Hudson. Just as I say it, the broadcaster's kiss of death, as Lane Hudson will go to the box. Martinook taken down, and Carolina on the power play when we come back to Lenovo Center.
There has not been much room in the second period. You have to avoid making mistakes, and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to go to a power play as Lane Hudson goes to the box for tripping. It was a turnover, a giveaway in the defensive zone, and Hudson had to recover to the front of the net. The puck is on the stick of Mike Matheson. He tries making a play with it, and as he turns back, Aho's with him the whole way. He turns it over, and a quick play to the front of the net as Hudson takes down Jordan Martinook, and the Carolina Hurricanes back to the power play.
Andrei Svechnikov back of the lineup, leads the team. 9 power play goals. 7:11 to go. Second frame, 1-1 tie. Carolina will dig it free off the draw. Again, Gostisbehere running things up top. Gostisbehere in, one-timer, and Montembeault the pad stop. When Taylor Hall was looking for that rebound. Here's Aho. Gostisbehere. Hall. As Savard lays out, Taylor Hall goes high again. Gostisbehere. Aho walks it in, down low. Get it back from Jarvis. Seth Jarvis, Sebastian Aho. From behind the net, Aho. Gostisbehere, back to Aho. Sebastian Aho hands it off again for Taylor Hall. Hall couldn't seam it through as Savard's there, right on it, poked away by Montembeault. As Savard doing what he does, down and out, trying to make good blocks on this power play. Savard again lays out in front, intended for Hall. Matheson there to help as well. Never got through. One more time in front, score! And that time he buries it. Taylor Hall, power play goal, and it's 2-1 Carolina.
Savard was all over the ice trying to block passes, but he's not going to be able to block this one as Taylor Hall's in the bumper spot, and he finally gets a feed that he can work with. And now that's 3 games in a row with a power play goal for Taylor Hall as Savard blocked the first one, and he's recovering, he gets his back turned, and it's too far of a distance for Savard to go out to Taylor Hall. It's a nice pass by Jackson Blake, who gets that puck to Hall before Evans can recover down to the bumper spot, and the Carolina Hurricanes take a 2-1 lead.
Taylor Hall, 17 on the season. as he continues his nice run since that Four Nations face-off. Carrier back. Martinook head down, chasing after him. Good contact in the corner as the Canes steal the puck. Josh Anderson trying to free it. A wrist shot high on Montembeault. Good job by Stankoven to bring that puck and get a good shot off. Under 6 to go, second period. In comes Stahl. Stankoven in to help. Hit by Gouli. Josh Anderson. Martinook took it away from him. Played behind the net. Stankoven. Rapp tried the backhand through the crease. Dvorak hustling over. He tries to jam it out. He can't. Look out. That bounced right in the slot. But Montreal able to work that and trickle it down the ice. Habs get a change in. Orlov on the puck.
Part of what makes it uncomfortable playing against Carolina is they're going to force you to make mistakes, and that's where they're going to strike.
Good little give and go again as Svechnikov tried to finish up again in front of Montembeault. We talked about his success, though, against Montreal. Svechnikov, he's never scored on Samuel Montembeault in his career. Him and Caulfield get tangled up in the corner. Svechnikov. Right to Struble. Jaden Struble reverses nicely to Hudson. Svechnikov then erased him in the corner. Hudson creating some space, cutting in. Lane Hudson nearly coast to coast, and then Slavin finally pokes it off his stick.
Just tried to put it through the feet of Brent Burns. He was in on that rush. If he keeps it on his backhand, he might be able to drop his shoulder a little bit, drive it to the net. Tried to do one extra move.
Man, he just darts, doesn't he, when he gets going? Here's Arbor Xhekaj. He's got some space. Xhekaj cruising in across. He wanted Laine as Heidemann, though, digs it free. Laine, that hit Blake. Laine plays it back to the line. Shot in, and that was knocked down by Gostisbehere. Up quickly for Blake. He'll hand it off for Jarvis with Aho. Sebastian Aho score! Beautiful goal, and Aho's made it 3-1.
27th goal of the season for Sebastian Aho, leads this team in points. And that's the lead that the Carolina Hurricanes are looking for, as Arbor Xhekaj is going to step up in the neutral zone on Jackson Blake, but that leaves a 2-on-1 for Alex Carrier. And then it's a feed from Jarvis over to Aho. Nice job by Jarvis, just putting a little bit of elevation on that puck to make sure Aho can get it. And on his stick, off his stick, Montembeault can't recover. A 3-on-3 turns into a 2-on-1. And the Carolina Hurricanes now have a 2-goal lead.
27 on the year for Sebastian Aho. He's been a dangerous player ever since coming into the National Hockey League. A Kings second-round pick back in 2015. 3:50 to go, second period. Montreal's got to find an answer in hostile territory. Here's Evans. He'll slam it in. Anderson nearly slipped behind his net, recovers, and plays it around the wall. Armia trying to hit Taylor Hall, takes him down. Kotkaniemi works it over, and it's dished in by Chatfield. Kotkaniemi back to work behind the net. Doug Free hauls in front, up to Orlov. That shot deflected and wide. Played around the wall. Chatfield waiting for it for Taylor Hall. He'll lead to Chatfield. Kotkaniemi try to get it to Chatfield, cruising in. Kotkaniemi around the wall. Roslovic zips it across. Orlov works it in deep. Carrier behind his goalie. Taylor Hall in the puck in the corner. 3 minutes to go in the period. Chatfield again across for Orlov. Orlov, nice little move, walks it in. Behind the net, Orlov still with it, wraps it in front, and Carrier just sends that all the way down the ice, and it'll be icing charged against Montreal.
Oh, Montreal really on their heels now at this point in the second period. Only one shot on goal for the Canadiens as they try to weather the storm from the Carolina Hurricanes, and there just hasn't been much in terms of breaking the puck out clean, playing in the offensive zone, and Montreal has to find a way to tilt the ice in their favor. 2:45 to go in the second period.
Martinook, Stahl, Stankoven up front. Jake Evans will dig in on the draw. Just 6 shots in the game for Montreal so far. Clean win by Carolina. Slavin faked the shot towards the net. Had Martin, who parked in front. He took down Carrier. Burns towards the net, hit a leg. Up top, Burns again. Traffic. Montembeault sprawls and will cover. As Carolina up to 19 shots now on Sam Montembeault. Carolina Hurricanes looking for their 10th win in the month of March, and they've got now a 2-goal lead on home ice.
No points in his last 3 games, but Sebastian Aho is going to get the insurance marker for the Carolina Hurricanes as it comes off a rush chance. And if you watch the way this thing plays out, Arbor Xhekaj goes to make a play in the neutral zone, but that doesn't give Alex Newhook enough time to recover to Sebastian Aho on the back door. A 2-on-1 play that could have been a 3-on-3 if you just buy a little bit of time for your forward to get back.
We talked about that plus 25 goal differential second periods as they've scored 2 here. And Montreal running out of time in the frame. 2:20 to go here in this second frame. Gallagher trying to dig it free. In comes Stankoven. Guhle plays it away from him. Guhle, Stankoven continue the battle in the corner as Guhle takes him down. Orlov in deep for Carolina. Back pass to Stahl. Stahl. That hit Dvorak bouncing. Gallagher found it though. Brendan Gallagher's got it. Gallagher and Montreal on the move. Pass behind Dvorak. Dvorak waiting across. Gallagher rips it wide. What a chance for Brendan Gallagher. Held in by Hudson. Dvorak in the corner. And Martinuk has it. He's going to flip that to space. Struble. He played it away nicely as Aho is looking to break in again. Stankoven flips it in. Lane Hudson waiting for the check by Aho. And again, his body positioning, playing defense at times, is pretty special.
It's so good, and it has to be because he's going up against bigger opponents, but what he does is he gets through their arms. He cuts them off so they can't get any more momentum skating. It allows him to get a lot of pucks back.
Mark Denis from RDS will join us for a little hockey panel in the second intermission. We'll talk Lane Hudson and many other topics. Final minute here in Lenovo Center on this Friday night. Suzuki. Can the Habs crack a late one here? Hudson lost his stick. He'll kick it into the corner as Jarvis slapped it out of his hands. Hudson goes to collect it, but it's a one-on-one. Aho leading the way. Suzuki got back. Blake picks it up. Aho round the net again. Aho delays, hits the trailer. Goss's fair wrist shot blocked. And Slavkovsky high off the glass will work that to center.
That's a nice block shot by Juraj Slavkovsky to stick his leg out.
Stretch pass, a little bit of space. Suzuki, wrist shot. Stopped by Anderson. Fought it off with the shoulder. Suzuki a little jammed up. Just couldn't get the shot I'm sure he wanted. And Anderson, a great stop. Final few seconds. Pass in front. Wrist shot stop. Rebound. Follow-up. Svechnikov. What a late chance by Jarvis. But through 40 minutes, it is a 3-1 advantage for Carolina.
All Carolina in that second period, and it ends with a chance for Brendan Gallagher as Christian Dvorak does a nice job. Good patience to make this pass across for Gallagher. He misses the net, and a little bit of frustration. We saw some frustration last night from Brendan Gallagher, and Nick Suzuki picks this puck up, but he's flat-footed, so he doesn't have a lot of time and space to create a breakaway chance as Gostisbehere's breathing down his neck. All Carolina in the second period. They have a 3-1 lead.
Hall-Aho providing that 2-goal cushion, a lot of big hits, some physical play. Intermission next. Laura Marty and Martini will join us from RDS. Stay tuned.
All-Canadian girls basketball game is coming up hot. Get ready as it begins Saturday, April 5th at noon Eastern, 1 p.m. Atlantic, followed by the Quench All-Canadian, you guessed it, boys basketball game at 3:30 Eastern, 4:30 Atlantic. And you can catch all the action here on TSN. All right, you are back here inside the studio, and it was Carolina grabbing 2 more goals there in that second period to go ahead 3-1 over the Montreal Canadiens. The thing with that period is the pace definitely slowed down for most of it, but when a game is like this and it's this tight, this much on the line, especially for the Canadiens, it's the little things and the little details. So we saw lots of blocked shots in that period, which was good, but it was a costly penalty that led to the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, not a lot going on in the period, so you cannot invite problems. And I think that's what the Montreal Canadiens did too many times late in that period to give up 2 goals. Mike Madison had a chance to get the puck outside the zone. He turns back, he invites the forecheck, he invites the problem. That leads to Hudson taking that tripping penalty on Martinook. And then here, Savard, he's down. He does a great job blocking the pass, but he's got to stay home. And he created himself kind of in the no man's land by going out there that doesn't allow time for Evans to come back and be able to take Taylor Hall's stick in the slot. So you open the door by welcoming the forecheck, and then that creates a penalty, creates a power play goal. We all know that Carolina, they can move the puck, and they waited for the opportunity for Savard to get out of position to be able to make that pass.
And this is something that we kind of saw in yesterday's game where Montreal was making a push were doing a lot of positive things, and then it was the Flyers responding not once, but with 2 quick goals. And we saw that here tonight again in that second period as those goals were coming just about 2.5 minutes apart. So what did you see on that one?
Well, Arber Xhekaj makes a great decision by going on the rush and leading the rush and getting a shot on net, but then he makes a bad decision coming back and playing the 3-on-2. And you could see that Montreal is pressing at that moment. Like the defenseman is joining the rush, the forwards get caught a little deep, and then when that puck gets turned over right here, look at Xhekaj, he's at the right of your screen. If this is a 2-on-2, he can come over and surf on Blake right there. But this is a 3-on-2. You cannot hit. You have to continue to surf. I don't like the surf right there, but if you're going to do it, you cannot take yourself out, making the 3-on-2 into a 2-on-1. That was so maddening when I was playing. And a 3-on-2 is easier to defend than a 2-on-1. And then if you take yourself out, you're gifting the opportunity to the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, you welcome problems, you welcome the troubles, and that's all on Montreal to be able to take that out of their game. It's a 1-1 game with nothing going on. Don't let those type of plays make it into a 3-1 game.
You look at the shots, right? Montreal just 3 shots on goal in that second period, although Brendan Gallagher, Nick Suzuki, good chances there in the final minute to get one back for the Canadians. But yes, it remains a 3-1 Carolina lead. Up next, Brian and Frankie, we're getting some company up in the booth. Marc Denis of RDS will be stopping by. Stand in the Eastern Conference, and things are crowded when it comes to that wild card race. Montreal still holding that 1-point advantage over those New York teams. But let's talk all things Montreal Canadiens now. Back to Brian, Frankie, and special guest Marc Denis.
Laura, thank you so much. Great to have Mark with us from RDS and a chance, guys, to talk a little bit of hockey together. Why don't we just start with the game itself? I think the big story, Kaiden Guhle back in the lineup after missing 21 games. Mark, what did you make of the first 40 minutes here?
A little bit of rust for Kaiden Guhle in the first period. I thought Carolina really dictated play when he was on the ice. Montreal understood the assignment. They needed a fast start. The problem is with a bad bounce after that, they didn't generate much. On a night where you needed your best players offensively to show up with 11 forwards to try to use them and maybe double shift them, the first line had their first shot in the very last minute of the second period. Hudson and Matheson don't have a shot on net yet. they're going to need more offensively.
And it just felt like in that second period, we saw the game plan that we know. Like, we know what Carolina is trying to do, but we really saw them take over the game. Montreal spending a lot of time in their own zone. They had a hard time breaking pucks out. And the first line is not going to play that much in the offensive zone if you can't get the puck to them. So it's almost like both things have to work together here in the third period.
I'm glad I got a couple smart guys here in the booth. So you guys are going to play general manager Kent Hughes. And what Montreal needs the most next season, we already kind of talked about it. I think it's fairly clear. You would love a number 2 clear-cut center. So let's expand on that. Frankie, I'll start with you. What kind of center, and what do you think that Kent can maybe operate to bring somebody in?
Okay, there's some interesting names out there. Like, it's got to be someone that has some experience that you know is going to be a legitimate number 2 centerman, not someone that you're going to try there and see if it's going to work, because this team wants to continue to take another step. So a name like Marco Rossi for the Minnesota Wild, he's a little small. So do you want to build, a small center ice position? So he might not fit in Minnesota because Bill Guerin likes big players, but then you look at a guy, maybe Bo Horvat. Maybe you have something that can entice the New York Islanders because they want to try and turn things over, and maybe he doesn't fit the age demographic there. And I'm going to throw out a pipe dream. Sidney Crosby's done everything, right? He's done everything in the NHL except play for the Montreal Canadiens. We're just thinking out loud, right?
Well, that was his team growing up. Mark, what do you got for us?
I think everybody would love to see Sidney Crosby in the red, white, and blue, except for Sidney Crosby, who clearly said he wants to remain at Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll see about that. Well, if we're enticing the Islanders, why not go after a player that's signed for 6 more seasons in Matthew Barzal? I think he's a dynamic player. He's a proven center iceman that can actually fill the role offensively, and maybe with a change of scenery with the injuries, could actually help the Montreal Canadiens reach new heights. And if you're going to try to hit the home run, maybe go for Mason McTavish, who's a center iceman playing in the 3C since they drafted Leo Carlsson. Maybe he becomes available there in Anaheim. I'll tell you this much. I was on board for Kent Hughes not to overpay on the rental market or not to overpay with the assets they have. I'm ready to go full Brian Mudryk looking for his next suit for Florida and overpay for this 2C over the offseason.
We can't get charged with tampering, can we? I think we're clear.
No, we can't. We're
okay.
good. But you know what? Like, they still have a lot of young assets that if you go to a team that doesn't have a lot in the cupboard and you say, look, we are serious and we're willing to move someone that we think is going to be a legitimate NHL player for a long time, what do you have that could help us right now? There's some teams that would take a serious look at that.
So we've talked with Marty St. Louis the last couple of weeks, and he says one of his most improved players, Alex Newhook, at center, because they've needed him at center, at wing. What is Alex Newhook to you, maybe Mark, starting next year?
I think he's a player that can play many different roles. A couple of weeks ago, I would not have had a clear answer. What I like about this go-around at the center ice position, definitely some room for improvement in the face-off circle, but I think he's more aware defensively, and he's also more aware of how his defensive play could be of value for the Montreal Canadiens. He may end up being your number 3C if Kent Hughes is able to get that big number 2C for next season.
It's funny how it works, because in Colorado, like, a lot of people thought he was going to be a third-line player. Of course, he gets an opportunity to be a second-line guy in Montreal, but when it's all said and done, he might be best fit to be a third-line player, but that's okay. He can be a very good third-line player. And you talk about playing down the middle of the ice, I think he looks more comfortable down the middle with his speed. I think at times this year where he's been on the wing, you're like, okay, I want to see the speed. Well, him being positioned in the middle, especially if teams are going to have loose coverage, he can really take advantage of that.
All right, and finally, I got a goalie, I got a defenseman that played in the NHL. So you don't have to claim who's going to win the Calder, but I want you to start. We'll start with you. Dustin Wolf at Calgary. Make a case for him to win the Calder this year.
Well, I'll tell you this much. We can say never trust a forward without the risk of retribution here with a forward and defenseman. But Martin will agree with me. Highest IQ in the room, the goalie, all the time. And a goaltender is so important. If Dustin Wolf, as a first-year goalie, would be able to bring his team on the brink or in the playoffs, I think he may have an edge on anybody else.
All right, it's a Habs show, so we got to go Lane Hudson, baby. Let's go.
I know. I think it should be Lane Hudson, and Dustin Wolf's going to have a very compelling argument. And goalies always think they're the smartest people in the room. That's fine. Sometimes they are. But I think for Lane Hudson, the fact that he's doing this with, I'm not going to say not a lot of help, but it feels like he's the guy night in, night out. They've tried him with so many different partners, and you can look at Calgary and say they're a pretty good defensive team. What is this blue line without Lane Hudson and what he's done this year for Montreal? It's amazing what he continues to do.
It is awesome to have TSN and RDS work together. In honor of Jeff O'Neill, whose picture's right outside here, I'm going to do the handshake to thank our guy, Mark Denis. Thank you very much. We'll send it back to you, Laura.
Mark's like, what is happening? All right, when our intermission continues, we'll head back to Columbus, where the Blue Jackets aren't going down quietly. Highlights from around the NHL are next. Jackets have battled back. 3-3 now in the second. Vancouver shorthanded, but you wouldn't know it. Kiefer Sherwood finds Tyler Myers, and he bounces it in. The Canucks back in front after blowing that 3-goal lead, as this one's now in the second intermission. Again, Columbus 2 points back of Montreal for that second wild card spot. Over in Florida, Utah and the Panthers. Florida looking to take back first place in the division. And here on the power play, it's Sam Bennett opening the scoring. That's his 24th of the year. 1-1 as Utah tied it up, and the third period is underway and going on right now over on TSN3 in the Jets region. The Devils in Winnipeg, 1-0 Jets on top. And it's Brandon Tanev's shot causing a scramble in front. David Gustafsson bangs it home for his second of the year, 2-0 after one. Brad Marchand making his Panthers debut tonight, as again, it is in the third period of that one. And again, a late one. And have to stay up, Habs fans, for the Rangers and the Ducks. Again, New York just 1 point back of Montreal in the standings. Taylor Hall does it again on the power play. Sebastian Aho with a little insurance. Montreal needing another third period comeback as we head back to Raleigh.
Laura, third period about to get underway, and for Seth Jarvis, he competed for Canada at the Four Nations Face-Off, Frankie. He signed an 8-year, $63 million deal in August of 2024, and he continues to climb in the NHL when it comes to his confidence and production.
And one of those players that affects the game in so many different ways. You see him on the penalty kill. He's trusted in that role. Defensively responsible as a winger, and of course contributes offensively. 15 goals at home since January 1st, and a nice assist on the Sebastian Aho goal that gives the Carolina Hurricanes a 3-1 lead going into the third period, and a lot of work for the Montreal Canadiens to do.
Have to find a way to dig in here as the Montreal Canadiens trying to secure at least a point, maybe two. Dvorak at the line. Josh Anderson laid it back, but Montreal's going to get back on side as Gallagher was in deep. Carrier will flip it in. Orlov back. Dvorak trying to take it away. Puck at center down the ice, and Carrier has to hustle back as Martinook was closing in on him. Puck battle at center. Collected Stankoven, rips it wide, hits the back of the net. Hurricanes 16-2-1 in the last 19 games versus Montreal. Puck played to the line, chipped in by Carolina. And Frankie, you talked about it. Their home record this year has been stellar. 27-8-1 in home ice.
It's always known every year this is going to be a hard building to play in. And you mentioned Montreal's record in general against the Carolina Hurricanes just hasn't been great. But you beat them once this season, so you know you can do it.
Pass up ahead comes to Anderson, swatted away from Gouli, who was trying to jump into the rush. Turnover, chipped in deep. Just by Suzuki. Brent Burns plays it up the wall there. Slafkovsky, he got spun around. Hudson thought about gambling, but he'll backpedal defensively. And Hudson has the puck for Montreal.
This first line for Montreal has to find a way to get in the offensive zone and win their shift more often than not. They're having a lot of shifts where it's either sawed off or they're playing in their own zone, and they have to be able to take over a game at times.
Kotkaniemi, checked by Laine, right at center Rice. Newhook brings it in. Alex Newhook just missing. I think Anderson got a piece. Newhook just missed. Far side for Montreal. Here's Roslovic over the line. Leaves Gostisbehere. Backhand in front. They get hit. Carrier never found his way to Montembeault. Roslovic, one-time drive. Oh, that one stung. Struble hit him right in the leg. He's still laboring after that shot block. Taylor Hall gave it away to Laine. Laine tried to coax it through right to Newhook, but it was cleared up by Gostisbehere. Taylor Hall, he got all tangled up with Carrier. Laine in the corner, applies the body. Newhook trying to free it. Back to the point again. It's Gostisbehere. Throws it down low. Roslovic has it. He'll walk it in. Wrist shot off the pipe. Hit the bar short side. Jack Roslovic. He's back on it. Behind the net. Played up top, and that drive, another block. Walker tries again, winds it up, shoots. As the Canes pushing here to start the third. Taylor Hall, another wrist shot, hit a body and just wide as Kotkaniemi battling for space with Strubles, giving him a bunch of cross checks and then hits him behind the net.
That's been a constant for Carolina in this game. Bodies in front of Samuel Montembeault. He's had to battle through that.
Svechnikov jumps on the ice, chips to himself, little backflip. Robinson to the forehand, just wide on Montembeault. Eric Robinson, already career highs in goals and points, 13 goals, 30 points this year for Carolina.
And a guy that's been up and down between the minors and the NHL the last couple of years has found a nice home here in Carolina on a one-year deal, just under $1 million.
Good steal, Jankowski works it back in deep for Robinson. He goes to work in the corner. Emil Heineman met by Orlov, but he gets it to Lane Hudson. Hudson got clipped at center, lost the puck. Orlov quickly in transition. Orlov works it across. Pass in front, and Jankowski, oh, he lost an edge. He got clipped a little bit, and his stick is actually in the crease, and Montembeault's going to kick it out of the way. Here's Evans the other way. Heineman, quick shot, snagged out of midair by Anderson.
I like that shot from Heineman. See if you can disguise it and beat the goaltender, as Jake Evans does a nice job getting to the middle of the ice and dropping it. But Alex Newhook's going to get a chance on a 2-on-1, and he goes to the blocker's side. Frandy Anderson gets a piece of it, and then Struble with a big block shot. That one stung him. He was down for a second. He took his time getting up. And then Roslovic has a little bit of time to walk in as the Canadians are sorting out the coverage down low. And that one hits the post, but Jayden Struble sacrificing the body for the Canadians.
Anderson on a 5-game winning streak right now. He's 14-5-2 in his career versus Montreal. Lane Hudson towards the net, tip just wide. Josh Anderson was in front, swiped at the puck, couldn't get it on net. Anderson back in the corner. Anderson couldn't pass it in front. Martinook through the legs for Stahl. Stahl in the corner. Nearly 5 minutes gone in this third. Anderson through center ice, leads the rush. Josh Anderson drops for Matheson. Tried to center, comes to Burns in the corner. Pass intended for Gallagher. Gallagher tries again, jams on it. Anderson down, still loose. Gallagher follow up, and he couldn't get that through either. Then Stahl got clipped up high. And he is slow to get off. Shot handled by Anderson as Jordan Stahl, he got clipped far boards. Here's Aho, little burst of speed. Sebastian Aho in with it. Couldn't get the shot in on Montembeault. He'll pass it up top. Chatfield throws it in deep for Aho, as Stankoven was battling for space in front of Montembeault. Here's Suzuki. Plays it up by Slafkovsky. In on Chatfield, trying to barrel in. Slafkovsky threw it in front, took the hit, but Jarvis was back defensively.
Well, there's another example of Seth Jarvis getting back to help out his defenseman. Jalen Chatfield did a nice job pinching off Juraj Slafkovsky. No room for Slafkovsky.
Struble in a battle with Blake, who's got 2 points in the game. And that drive from Montembeault again. Chatfield from the blue line. Montembeault the snag as Blake's had a nice game. Couple of points, up to 27 points in his rookie campaign.
Jordan Staal was a little slow to get up after he got tangled up with Josh Anderson. Anderson's tracking him, and he gets his arm in front of Staal as it's the stick of Anderson that hit Staal. At first glance, it looked like it may have been the glove or the elbow, but just the toe of the stick of Josh Anderson catching Jordan Staal. No call was made, so good bounce for the Canadians.
Roslovic can't win it. Comes back to Gooley. The high flip to center. Evans trying to track it down. Back for Caden Gooley. Alexandre Carrier back for Gooley. Stretch pass wanted Evans. And Anderson's going to play it and freeze it with 14:06 to go here in the third.
No, Montreal 7-11-3 versus the Metro Division this season. And if you look at the remaining schedule, they're going to have the Carolina Hurricanes again on April 16th. But once you get through this stretch, you get through Carolina, Florida, and Florida on April 1st, you have some very winnable games. Boston, Philly, Detroit, Chicago, all at home. You have to take care of business on home ice, and that's somewhere Montreal has had a lot of success this season, 6 games above 500.
Evans. He'll dig in. Evans going to come out. Newhook now. He'll dig in with Kokoniemi.
One of the perks of having 11-7, you can get 2 center icemen on the ice for offensive zone faceoffs.
Great to have Mark Denis from RDS join us for that little hockey chat in the second intermission. Newhook has been much improved. You talked to Marty St. Louis this week. We did a few times. His speed, not just offensively, but defensively, and he's had a couple of good looks. Here's Evans, wrister, and Anderson fought it off with a shoulder. And it came all the way to the side of the net, and then Evans got the slash from Anderson. There was no whistle, and Anderson had some words. Evans a guy that could use one. You talked about just that little bit of secondary scoring, needing a push. Jake Evans, 12 goals on the season. His next one would tie a career high as it's 3-1 Carolina. Welcome back to Raleigh. It's time now for the Molson big moments of the game.
Sebastian Aho is going to make it 3-1 with his 27th goal of the season, and It's a play that develops in the defensive zone, ends up turning into a 2-on-1. A really nice pass by Seth Jarvis. A little bit of sauce under it to put it right onto the tape of Sebastian Aho, puts it past Samuel Montembeault and gets the insurance marker for the Carolina Hurricanes.
37 minutes gone now here in this third period. Icing against Carolina, as we will do down the stretch. Canucks still leading Columbus 4-3 with 6 minutes gone in the third period there. And of course the Rangers at Anaheim tonight.
Well, if there's one thing we've learned from these Montreal Canadiens is they're never out of a game. They're a very resilient group, and coming into tonight, they've been outscored 12-5 on this road trip. It hasn't gone the way they would have wanted, but you do have some time here, 13.5 minutes, but you have to get one soon, and hopefully you can have it within striking distance when you want to pull the goaltender.
Nice win, Suzuki. Back to Hudson. Lane Hudson, shadowed by Jarvis. He shakes him off. Hudson in, shoots, and he just missed. Towards the net as Struble let it fly. Glove down by Freddie Anderson, who had that knee surgery in November. But man, since coming back, Frankie, really good numbers, 11-5-0.
Yeah, both goaltenders have played well for Carolina for the most part this season. And the key for them come playoff time is they need their guys to be healthy. And Freddie Anderson has had his struggles with that. He had knee surgery like you talked about. But when he's healthy and he's on his game, he's a tough goaltender to beat.
Weird bounce. I think I had a play and then off the back of it. And Carolina for Rod Brind'Amour. We were chatting earlier today, Frankie. A couple years ago, lost to Florida in the Eastern Conference Final, swept, and last year lost to the Rangers in the second round, 4-2.
It seems like they have a hard time getting over the hump. Offense dries up. They have some players that are banged up, but if everything is going well, they're a tough team to play against. And you know, we talked about Sebastian Aho scoring the goal. Carolina's 23-3 when Sebastian Aho scores this season.
He's got more than a point a game in his career versus Montreal. And we talked about that trade deadline stuff with Ranson, and you thought that'd be the big ticket player to push in the playoffs. As Hudson, wrist shot deflected, and Suzuki tried to jam it home. As Necas goes out of town as well. We talked about Taylor Hall, though. He's been a nice story since coming over. Stan Coven, a young piece out of Dallas.
The Taylor Hall thing flies under the radar because of the Rantanen situation, but they wanted something that's more sustainable.
Here's Slafkovsky, home run feed, but he just missed his captain, and Anderson will play it away. Bouncing puck of the line, there's Struble in his own zone. Brendan Gallagher at center ice. Habs changing behind him, tried the late wrister, but Slavin did enough to disrupt that shot. Collected by Dvorak, takes it high. Centers in front, no stick available. Carrier. Handed off for Dvorak, just over his stick, and Slavin again dishes to center. Good velocity by Carrier. He knocked it down. Puck at the line, and Stahl plays it away. Carrier back, hit by Martinook. Stahl up top, Orlov winds up, shot block Gallagher. Orlov walks it back in, wrist shot, and up in the crest of Montembeault. He'll squeeze that one for his 20th save of the night.
Now, Montreal's having a hard time when they dump pucks in. They haven't been able to retrieve them, and off the rush, they're just not getting anything going. There's a lot of black jerseys in the way, and there's a shot block by Brendan Gallagher, but Dmitry Orlov is going to follow this up and sends a high shot onto Samuel Montembeault that he fights off. Marty St. Louis sticking with the tie. He's sticking with the blue tie. Even though they're winless in their last four, they've picked up some points along the way, hoping that the tie can help turn the tide here.
Man, whatever works. This time of year, whatever gets you cooking. Game 2 of a back-to-back for Montreal. They will wrap up the road trip at Florida. That's an afternoon game, as they'll play that one on Sunday. That one's also Habs on TSN contest for you. And then back to Montreal for Florida again. Turnover, Robinson towards the net. And Svechnikov barreled over Carrier, trying to get it towards Montembeault. And that was where the legend of Jakub Dobeš began, in Florida, where he shut out the defending champs in his NHL debut, nonetheless.
And that started a great run of hockey that put Montreal in a position to make the playoffs.
11:35 to go in a 3-1 game.
It's the first game back for Svechnikov, but he's been all over this game. A physical presence. He hasn't shied away from anything. He's had some good plays on the puck, and that's a guy that adds a lot of punch to this lineup for Carolina. Just makes them a harder team to play against. And if you're Montreal, that's just another part of this road trip where you get the hottest team in the NHL in St. Louis. You get a team that just fired their coach in Philadelphia, so they get a new coach bump, and then you get a little more ammo in the opposition's lineup, and Svechnikov coming back for this game.
Well, weird pair him right through the crease, but no harm done to Carolina. Svechnikov second overall in that NHL draft when Rasmus Dahlin went first, as that pops into the Carolina bench.
Of course, his last game was March 9th against Winnipeg. And for a power play that struggles, Svechnikov has 9 power play goals this season. And Montreal still looking to find a way to tilt the ice offensively, as there just hasn't been much available to them. Carolina limiting Montreal to 11 shots on goal and not a lot of quality chances since the early going of the first period.
Kokoniemi starts it up that left side. Taylor Hall. Gouli gave him a big body check and knocked him down. Gouli works out of the center. Orlov waiting for the puck. Turnover. Newhook's in. Alex Newhook stop. Rebound. What a stop by Anderson. How many times have we seen Alex Newhook race in the last 2 games on this road trip?
Well, that's the chance that you're looking for at this point in the game. There hasn't been much available to you. Carolina with the turnover, but Freddie Anderson with a huge save on Alex Newhook.
Habs come again. That wrist shot. Gouli off a body and out of play. My goodness, Alex Newhook. He was a topic of our conversation as we talked with Mark and yourself, and maybe shaken up a little bit after that rush.
The speed is dangerous for Alex Newhook. We saw it last night in Philadelphia, and Dmitry Orlov's not going to be able to handle this bouncing puck. Tries to go right through the middle of the ice. Newhook reads it perfectly. He tries to go low on the blocker side, but Anderson stays with it the whole way. He tried a blocker shot earlier in this game as well, and Anderson was able to fight that one off.
Newhook, Dvorak, Laine, Caulfield scoring last night in Philly.
And he's shooting the puck a lot. Like, he's getting his chances. 5 shots over the last 2 games, and nice hit by Newhook on Orlov afterwards. But just nothing doing on the breakaway.
I wonder if maybe he was shaken up a little bit on that hit because he looked a bit ginger going to the bench, or maybe that was just frustration from missing as Caulfield's got the puck. Caulfield for Hudson. Hudson delays, waits, shoots, hit a leg just onside. Hudson again towards the net, and Aho steered that into the corner.
That puck looked like it was coming out, but Lane Hudson, desperation play to reach out and keep it in.
Desperate times on this Friday night as we approach the midway points of this 3rd period. Caulfield loops one to center. Suzuki in with Slafkovsky. Gave it to Jarvis, but he tumbled. Hudson shot right on, and Anderson down and out as he covered up. Lane Hudson threw it on net, hoping for a rebound, but Freddie Anderson the save. Time winding down here in Raleigh. 9:58 to go. Montreal trails by 2. Montreal Canadiens looking at the scoreboard. Time winding down here in this third period. Well, the Canucks are leading Columbus 5-4. They're at the midway points, and we talked about it, the Rangers in action later on tonight.
And Columbus has some reinforcements back in the lineup. Sean Monahan is back. Eric Goodbranson is back. But Columbus is one of those teams. They score a lot, but they give up a lot. And their goaltender may have been punching above his weight class for a little while. And a big game for the Rangers as they're breathing down on the Montreal Canadiens.
Brent Burns on the puck off the draw in his own zone. Stretching ice wanted Jarvis, missed him. Hudson. Washed by Jarvis. Hudson. Hit by then Blake, and it's Suzuki. He's got the puck, trying to maneuver and work back to Matheson.
And even right there, Nick Suzuki's trying. There was just no room for him to get through.
He'll stop. Suzuki protects, flips. Hudson, one-timer, 2 sticks. Right back through the crease, and it stayed out. Just stayed out again as Hudson threw it towards the net. That shot hits Blake. Matheson back to work. Mike Matheson cruising. Round the net he goes. Wraps it in front. Puck still available. And finally it's just slashed out down the ice. Matheson, though, keeps it alive. Aho couldn't clear. Comes to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki bouncing puck. Jarvis finds it. Finally, he's able to flip it in Montreal territory.
Well, that puck was sitting behind Freddie Anderson. Sebastian Aho made a play to clear it out of harm's way at the last second.
Hudson saw Walker at the last second and just avoided that body check. Here come the Canes. Back pass. Oh, it hopped on Walker, and it's Anderson the other way. Josh Anderson some speed. Over the blue line. Cutting in. Coast to coast, and he flipped it high. Just missed. Man, a couple nice rushes. We saw Newhook. We see Anderson, but he couldn't beat that other Anderson in net.
Josh Anderson splits the D, but he realizes he's got a forward play in D. But first it was Sebastian Aho off the shot by Lane Hudson, gets deflected. Aho clears it out of harm's way as it's sitting behind Freddie Anderson as it hit a body on its way to the goal line. Good spot by Sebastian Aho. And then Anderson realizes he's got Martinook playing defense, so he goes at him, makes a move, gets around him, and puts the puck over the net.
That was a la Mason McTavish at the World Juniors there a couple of years back. Martinook plays it behind the net. Big Stalls parked in front. Trying to spin away Stankoven. Stankoven still with a puck, throws it in front. And Montreal controls. Dvorak flips to that left wing. Walker finds it and shoots it right back in. That'll be icing, though. With 8:07 to go, a face-off in front of Frederik Anderson.
So the 2 real quality chances Montreal has in the third period comes off the stick of Alex Newhook. It's a breakaway, a turnover by the Hurricanes, and then an individual effort by Josh Anderson, who gets in alone. And that's been the story for Montreal in this game. 13 shots, a lot of one and done, not a ton of sustained offensive zone time, not a lot of second chances. You have to find a way to shoot with some conviction when you get these one and done opportunities, if that's all you're getting in this game.
Evan Stahl. Stahl 9th in the NHL in face-off wins coming into tonight. And Evans is pleading his case to get Stahl kicked out. They'll do it again. Mark Suchuk finally drops it, and Walker's got the puck. He'll play it back, and the Canes flip to center. And another icing against Carolina. So we'll see if Marty, here comes the top line for Martin St. Louis.
Anytime you can get the top line on the ice with Lane Hudson, it just adds another layer of offense potentially coming off this face-off, and see if you can get Hudson involved in the game. By the way, Lane Hudson played 28-40 last night in Philadelphia, and you would never tell because he's had his legs in this game like he always does.
I asked St. Louis, do you have to maybe pull this kid back a little bit? He just laughed and says, no way, man. Lane can do Lane. He is embracing every single second of his first season in the NHL. And that is 3 consecutive icings
the other thing about Lane Hudson is he's almost kind of regulated his own game as the season has gone on. And we've talked about that a lot, where, it felt like early in the season he wanted to make something happen every time, had to score a goal every time. And now he's doing what's required in the game, and you still see the flashes, but it's more whatever's appropriate at the time.
And no icing this time, but the Habs look to strike quick. They bring it in. Suzuki protects for Hudson. Wrist shot again, knocked down in front. That'll be Walker up the ice at the end of a shift, and finally Carolina will get a change in after those 3 consecutive icings. Under 7:30 to go. Montreal just 13 shots in the game. And a tough check. Suzuki was hit far wall. Big Brent Burns is a handful on any night. Kaiden Guhle in the corner. There's Robinson trying to take it away. Carrier collects the puck for Montreal. I think that clipped. No, it stayed in play. Off the glass, in play. Montreal changes. And Carolina hanging on to this 2-goal lead.
This plays right into what Carolina wants to do now. Slow it up. Turn it into a muddy neutral zone that's slow for both teams, and maybe you can even force Montreal to make another mistake as they push for another goal.
They're going to have to here, as Newhook gave it away. Kotkaniemi might have popped out. Orlov, though, works it back in. Roslovic in the corner, leaves it. And it's down the ice. Taylor Hall. Watched by that other 71, Jake Evans. Kotkaniemi. Matheson took it away, but gave it away to Orlov. Montembeault couldn't steer it down. Matheson in the corner. Kotkaniemi steals in the corner. Feeds the line, but the stick had broken. That's a tough one for Chatfield. He's got to change up. Dvorak able to knock that down at the blue line. Tried to center, comes right to Orlov. Sebastian Aho towards the net. Montembeault guides that behind the net. Jarvis into the corner with Aho. Lane Hudson there. Matheson on the puck. Pretty quiet building for a team on a Friday night with a 2-goal lead. Here's Gallagher at the line with Dvorak, and offside, and Gallagher's frustrated. It has been a tough road trip so far. Game 3 of 4. As the Montreal Canadiens looking for some answers and a little desperation here in Raleigh.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Welcome back to our coverage. Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN. Well, we wrap up the road trip with you. Myself and Frankie got you covered. Check the time, 1 Eastern. That is on Sunday as the Habs will wrap up that 4-game road trip. My understanding, too, is that Brad Marchand made his Panthers debut tonight. Good chance we'll see him in a Panthers uniform on Sunday for that game.
Just what the Florida Panthers need. More players that are agitators and play with a physical element.
Bouncing puck, Martinook digs it free behind Montembeault. Martinook spinning around, tried to center. Stankoven behind the net. Stankoven lost it for Carrier as him and Dvorak go to work. He'll work it to the far corner. Chatfield's in deep. Jalen Chatfield. He'll protect the puck. Hands it off. Play to the point. Wrist shot. And that missed everything as Orlov trying to collect it, and he will. Orlov feathers one to the corner again. Chatfield right through the crease with his centering feed. Orlov fakes the shot and tries to walk around Anderson. Goulet on the puck, and he'll play it for Carrier. Under 5 minutes to go. Aho just keeps it onside. Kaiden Guhle from his own zone. We'll keep an eye on Montembeault here as the Habs are down by 2. And I can tell you, Columbus has tied things up at 5 with the Canucks in that contest.
We talked about earlier in the game that Carolina, they direct a lot to the net, a lot of shot attempts, a lot of shots, and Montreal's limited them to 24 shots on goal. The only problem is Carolina's the best team in the NHL defensively when it comes to limiting shots and shot attempts, and Montreal only with 13 shots on goal, and hasn't been an overly busy night for Freddie Anderson outside of a couple breakaway chances that he was able to fend off in the third period.
Kochetkov allowed 3 goals on 16 shots. That was the loss to Nashville back on Tuesday. So Carolina well rested and ready for Montreal for this game. Hudson puts on the brakes. 4 minutes to go. Turnover. Jackson Blake for Aho towards the net, and Hudson blocked it. Lane Hudson gave it away to Slavin. Aho right in front, and Struble tied up Jarvis enough. Hudson again from his own zone. He'll backhand that down the ice. Hudson at center ice. Slafkovsky, little backhand in, and it's been tough for Montreal. A stretch like this, and it's a tough schedule for a lot of teams, but really no practice time for the squad as Blake flips it, gave it away to Slafkovsky.
The practices right now are just getting on the ice, feeling the puck. Maybe you do a little bit of systems play if there's something ailing your team, but there's not a lot getting done at this time of the year during practices.
Roslovic up to the point. That definitely popped out. So, yeah, delayed offside, and that'll be blown down with 3:09 to go.
Well, Montreal has had varying degrees of success offensively the last little while. You get a goal from your top line. You get some depth scoring. You just need it all to come together at the same time. And that's something that's eluded them right now in this one. And coming off a 6-4 loss against Philadelphia, you know, most times if Montreal is going to score 4 goals, you think they're going to win that game. But there was a lot of freebies that they gave up early that really put them behind the 8 ball. And
here's Evans. Heineman driving in, weak shot. Anderson steered it aside. Armia. Montembeault still in his net as Carolina has possession. The flip to the line. Kotkaniemi, little backhand pass through his legs, and Roslovic puts it in deep for Carolina. Goulet puts on the brakes. 2:35 to go. Played up for Armia. Evans there to help. Jake Evans try to find Heineman. Habs changing. Got to be careful, too many men as Hudson brings it in. Evans trying to get it back to Hudson, slash back to center. Ice has been tough to come by, to your point, for Montreal tonight. Slafkovsky floats it in behind the net. Caulfield picks it up. Caulfield, Montembeault goes to the bench. Extra attacker out, net empty. Here's Hudson. Slafkovsky goes into the corner for Suzuki. Back up top, Hudson. At the line, Slafkovsky, 2 minutes to go in the game. Net empty, Montreal. Lane Hudson, across, Matheson, wrist shot, blocked. Good job by Slavin, and that deflects. It did pop out of play. So an offensive zone face-off, net empty with 1:52 to go.
Another nice look by Lane Hutson as that puck slides off the stick of Mike Matheson. And when you take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, the Islanders and the Rangers, of course, it's 74. And for Carolina, firmly cemented at second in the Metro.
Columbus battling back in that contest, as we talked about. Swatted down the ice. Hudson's got to hustle, and he will. And he'll take it behind that empty cage with Svechnikov looking on. Minute 40 to go. Caulfield at center. Gets the red line. He'll chip it in. Burns the backhand flip. Hudson, nice job to track it down. Puts it in front. Wanted Laine right through him. Brent Burns has it again for Slavin. Slavin chips it along the wall. Down the ice, and icing against Carolina.
Okay, you have some tired bodies on the ice for the Hurricanes. It starts with a face-off win, and Lane Hutson continues to make plays at the blue line, keeps a puck alive, and those extended plays are so important. It looks like we're going to get a timeout as Marty St. Louis got the whiteboard out, going to try and draw something up, and like anything that he's going to draw up is going to go through the hands of Lane Hutson first. And then after that, you think there's got to be one option that goes to Laine for a one-timer. And then if you can find a way to get Caulfield on some kind of quiet pocket of the ice, maybe Laine becomes the distraction, maybe Caulfield becomes the distraction. There's some good shooting options for Montreal. And still only at 14 shots. 4 in the first, 3 in the second. It's been hard to come by offensively for the Habs.
Rod Bittermiller, Carolina Hurricanes, we talked about it, Frankie. So they got 27 home wins. They come into tonight tied for the most home wins in the NHL. And they are a minute 19 away from getting another one. So a big face-off to the left of Anderson as Suzuki. Massive face-off for the captain, and he wins it clean. Back to Hudson. Lane Hudson flips to the slot, spinning towards the net. Puck is loose as Suzuki got it on net. That battle in the corner. Empty net. Martinook plays it up ahead. Svechnikov into the corner. He'll stop. Svechnikov in. Try to bury it. Score. In his return, Svechnikov, empty netter, and Carolina will win this hockey game.
Jordan Martinook does the grunt work on this empty net goal as he wins a battle in the Carolina zone with 4 Montreal players around him. And that leads to Svechnikov getting a chance at the empty net. All Martinook's going to do is send it down the ice for Svechnikov to skate into it. Suzuki blows a tire. Hudson tries to stop it, but isn't able to stop the second attempt as Svechnikov stays with it and bats it into the empty cage as the Carolina Hurricanes with a textbook Hurricanes win. They don't give you much. Their goaltender makes the saves he's supposed to make, and at the end of the night, you look at it and say there was just no room to do anything. And that's pretty indicative of how this Hurricanes team has success.
Svechnikov is 19th of the season. He had 19 last year. As the Montreal Canadiens now winless in 5 games. Here's a tough turnover. Kotkaniemi spinning around, shooting, and he whistled that wide. 40 seconds to go in the game. Canes bringing it again. Comes to Carrier, and he'll flip that to center. Gallagher trying to burst in. Brendan Gallagher. He's got his step. Gallagher waiting, drops it back. Pass for Anderson. Swept in front again, and it deflected behind Anderson. Dvorak. Carrier towards the net. Steered aside. 10 seconds to go. Gallagher in front. Dvorak tried the backhand high, and that actually hits the netting. And out of play with 6.3 to go.
A road trip that didn't get off to a great start for Montreal is not going to get any better as they're going to drop this one 4-1. And it's not going to get any easier as the Florida Panthers wait for them on home ice. And Montreal scored first in this game. The problem was they gave it right back. They barely had any time to play with the lead.
Evans wins the draw. Struble towards the net, hit a leg. 2 seconds left. And the Montreal Canadiens, a very tough road trip continues, now winless in 5 games.
Well, give Carolina a lot of credit. They stuck to their game plan. They chipped away at things, and eventually all the pressure, all the uncomfort that they put on you pays off as they get a 4-1 win. They didn't make anything easy on this Montreal Canadiens team that's looking to find their way out of a rut right now, and they weren't able to do that against a Carolina Hurricanes team that is primed and ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The crazy thing is, though, for Montreal, Martin St. Louis and this team, still very much alive in this race for the wild card. I mean, we'll see what happens tonight with the Rangers at last check. Columbus that tied it up with the Canucks. But anything can happen here down the stretch. You just got to find a way to get a few wins. As they set up for the Storm surge, we're going to surge ahead, and we're going to show you the Molson 3 stars of the game.
Oh, Josh Anderson scored a goal 23 seconds into the game. That gave Montreal the lead. Of course, that was short-lived. The second star, Seth Jarvis, with 2 assists, a big assist on the Sebastian Aho insurance goal. And Jackson Blake, the game-winning goal, 2 assists on the night. It's been a nice season for the rookie for the Carolina Hurricanes as they get a 4-1 win on home ice and get their 28th win at the Lenovo Center this season.
Jackson Blake played with Lane Hudson back in the day of the World Juniors, winning a bronze medal together, and he gets the win tonight with his team as the Montreal Canadiens will wrap up that 4-game road trip. Off to Florida and Sunrise. We got that one for you. We'll see you Sunday afternoon. In the meantime, as always, we really appreciate you spending your night with us. And good night from Raleigh.